Douluo Dalu. Life or Death Pact. It begins with a forced kiss to Qian Renxue. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyright or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 151 The Peak Showdown. Snake Spear. Defeated. Damn it. Snake Spear. Douluo gritted his teeth and stood up with difficulty. Chu Ye's body was surrounded by the flames of the phoenix, and the passive effect was activated. His physical strength and soul power recovered rapidly again. He also stood up slowly, and his state was directly restored by half. When did this kid become so powerful? Golden Crocodile. Douluo was silent, looking at Chu Ye, who stood up on the stage again. Although Chu Ye brought them a lot of surprises and shocks to the Spirit Hall, and was also an absolutely talented soul master, Golden Crocodile Douluo actually didn't pay much attention to Chu Ye. He didn't like Chu Ye, a junior, very much, but today, he had to say that he was shocked. This was the first time that Golden Crocodile Douluo began to pay attention to this boy. Did you see it? His Highness the Holy Sun has the power to fight against the titled Douluo without letting the soul fight. This is the Holy Sun. Chu Ye. Ghost. Douluo said seriously. Ghost Leopard. Douluo was speechless, with nothing but shock in his eyes. This is the last round, let's see who's better. Elder Snake Spear. Chu Ye's voice echoed throughout the scene. His spirit and aura even overshadowed all the low-level titled Douluo at this moment. That's what I meant. Come on. A circle of 10,000-year soul rings rose again under Snake Spear Douluo's feet. That was his 9th soul ring. My 9th soul skill is so powerful that it's hard to control once it's released. I can't guarantee that you won't die under this blow. Boy, do you dare to fight back? You can't kill me, just come on. Chu Ye's confident attitude made Snake Spear Douluo no longer have to worry. The power of the 9th soul skill of a titled Douluo is generally far greater than the 8th soul skill. Facing the genius of his own Spirit Hall, or the Son of God, he actually didn't want to use it unless it was absolutely necessary. If Chu Ye was beaten to death, his life in the Pope's palace would not be easy. But now he can only use the 9th soul skill to defeat the evil genius in front of him. Well, kid, don't regret it. 9th soul skill, Snake Spear Thunder. Come on. Elder Snake Spear. Under Chu Ye's feet, the terrifying soul ring of the 100,000-year-old Titan Giant Ape finally rose up, and the red light at this moment shone on the entire duel stage. Everyone almost held their breath. They were obviously not the ones being beaten, but they seemed to be nervous inside. The atmosphere gathered at a moment, because in this round, the winner would be decided and the battle would end. Who would win and who would lose is still unknown. 5th soul skill, Titan Sword. Ha! Chu Ye used the most powerful move. At the same time, the two of them rose up, and the extremely terrifying soul power fluctuations, they were all pouring all their strength and soul power into this final duel. In mid-air, Snake Spear Douluo's body was surrounded by 2 thunder snakes, and countless manic lightning gathered on his body, ready to go. Below, Chu Ye held the sword of gods and demons in both hands. Countless energies condensed and gathered on the sword. The energy became more and more terrifying and powerful, and was accumulating power. The Titan Sword requires a charged soul power move. If this soul skill is used in a peak duel, it is undoubtedly very likely that the opponent will knock it down before it is used. Snake Spear is not stupid. Using a charge move at this time is obviously a means of defense for Chu Ye. He did not hesitate and directly mobilized all the power he could devote. With the attack of the 9th soul skill, the horror fell. No matter what defensive means or soul, he would use absolute power to break it. End it. Snake Spear Douluo screamed, and all the power came down. Go, Erming. Master. At this critical moment, the soul that all the titled Douluo had been waiting for a long time finally appeared from Chu Ye's body. Here it comes. Soul. Titan Giant Ape. Many titled Douluo almost exclaimed, looking at the small soul that appeared from Chu Ye's body. Although the size and appearance have changed a lot, those who are familiar with it will naturally know that it is the Titan Giant Ape in the Qingdou Great Forest, known as the King of the Forest. And now it has become Chu Ye's soul. Gravity control. Bang. The Titan Giant Ape took the lead and resisted the attack of Snake Spear Douluo. Chu Ye knew that these titled Douluos gathered here, didn't they just like to see his soul? Then satisfy them and show them. After just a few seconds of resistance, Chu Ye's Titan Sword had finished charging. At this moment, his voice almost penetrated everyone's heart, and he sounded domineeringly. Back off. Yes. Master. The Titan giant ape could only resist for a few seconds, and saw this and quickly slipped away. This sword will completely defeat your power. Titled Douluo must also lie down for me. Ha! Chu Ye soared into the air, and both sides almost roared loudly, one up and one down, two forces, rapidly impacting. Bang bang bang. The terrifying power, the last blow, finally hit each other. At that moment, it seemed as if the sky was falling and the earth was splitting apart. The entire arena seemed to be shaking. The two terrifying energies fought and confronted each other frantically, almost sweeping the entire arena. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. The two forces only confronted each other for 3 seconds, and Chu Ye's energy suppressed Snake Spear Douluo. This is impossible. Snake Spear Douluo's face was already bloodshot, and he was still delivering energy with all his strength, but he was still suppressed bit by bit. Get down. Chu Ye also burned his power to the extreme, and the next second, he completely broke Snake Spear Douluo's power. Bang. Boom boom boom. At this moment, Snake Spear Douluo screamed violently, and his body was hit hard by Chu Ye's heavy sword and hit the ground. With a bang. Like a meteor hitting the ground, the entire hard arena was actually smashed into a deep pit. Grey mist rose from the ground, and the energy slowly dissipated. Everything became quiet, as if there was silence. Countless people stared at this scene with their mouths wide open, staring intently at the Snake Spear Douluo in the deep pit whose vision was obscured by the grey smoke. Chu Ye breathed rapidly. His strength had almost reached its limit. His body was a little weak. He supported the sword of gods and demons inserted into the ground with both hands, and his eyes were also fixed on the front. Soon, the grey smoke dissipated, and the vision gradually became clear. In the deep pit, the figure of Snake Spear Douluo gradually emerged. His armor had been completely shattered, and he was covered in blood. He lay motionless in the pit in an extremely embarrassed manner, with a dull look in his eyes. I actually lost to him. Terror at this moment, countless people took a breath of cold air. Snake Spear Douluo actually fell down. Chapter 152 Chu Ye, will you marry me? The titled Douluo was completely defeated by Chu Ye. That's a level 92 titled Douluo, and the Holy Sun is only level 56 and can actually do this. Abnormal. Too abnormal. Yan, Shiyu, Leona, and all the core disciples present were all stunned in their places. This shocking feeling shocked them, and the scene fell into a brief frenzy. The whole audience was boiling instantly. This kid, Ghost Leopard Douluo, Spirit Guide Douluo, Thorny Porpoise Douluo, including Qian, Jiangum and other elders, all looked at this scene in disbelief. Qian Dalu and Golden Crocodile Douluo also looked at each other, their heads buzzing. A level 56 Soul King, beating a level 92 titled Douluo, and beating him into this state, this kind of thing, this kind of scene, is enough to shock the entire Spirit Hall, and even the entire Douluo Continent. Too strong. Too awesome. It's worthy of His Highness the Holy Sun. Chrysanthemum Douluo and Ghost Douluo. They were so excited that their blood ran out, just like two little fans, they were so excited. Titled Douluo are little fans of Soul King. That's right, they had long been impressed by Chu Ye's terrifying talent. I've heard that His Royal Highness the Holy Sun is a top genius, but I didn't expect such a monster. In less than 10 or 20 years, he might be able to stand at that height. Ling Yuan Douluo glanced at the place where the elders were. It's really scary. Maybe it won't take more than 10 or 20 years. In 10 years, I think when he breaks through the Soul Sand realm, we titled Douluo will probably be trampled under his feet. Demon Bear Douluo said with a serious face. Good disciple, my good disciple. Bai Bai Dong could no longer describe Chu Ye's monster in words. In today's battle, Chu Ye could be said to have impressed most of the titled Douluo present, and this battle was undoubtedly another miracle in the hearts of everyone. God. His Highness the Holy Sun is God. In the eyes of Shiyu, Yan and other core disciples, Chu Ye has long been a godlike existence, looked up to, worshipped, and untouchable. Qian Renxue looked at this scene and smiled sweetly. She had expected Chu Ye to defeat Snake Spear Douluo. She knew that if Chu Ye did not want Snake Spear Douluo to lose sincerely, Chu Ye could actually let the soul come out to fight from the beginning, and it would be easier to defeat Snake Spear Douluo. While everyone was still in shock, Chu Ye had already put away his martial soul, took some heavy steps, and walked towards Snake Spear Douluo step by step. Snake Spear Douluo lay on the ground, looking at Chu Ye who was already standing in front of him with a pale face. Snakespear Douluo lowered his head. He thought Chu Ye would at least humiliate him once or twice, and he was ready to be humiliated. But Chu Ye said nothing, unexpectedly extending his hand to him. "Can you still get up?" Snakespear Douluo was stunned, and said weakly, "Yes." "Then get up." Chu Ye's tone was calm, without a trace of aggression. Snakespear Douluo hesitated for a moment, but still put his hand on Chu Ye's palm. Chu Ye pulled him up, and he stood up with great difficulty, not letting himself fall again. "This battle is over, and the grievances between us are resolved. I hope that Elder Snakespear can put aside his inner prejudice against me in the future." Chu Ye left a sentence and turned away. Looking at Chu Ye's back, this time, Snakespear Douluo was completely defeated. Let alone prejudice, he was now very convinced and respected Chu Ye. This is a world where the strong are respected. The grievances between them were also completely resolved at this moment. He took a deep breath and knelt on one knee. "Your Highness the Holy Sun." Chu Ye stopped, turned around, and looked at him. Snakespear Douluo knelt on the ground, his eyes were extremely serious and determined, and he resolutely said, "From now on, I, Snakespear Douluo, am willing to serve your Highness and do your best. Get up, go back and take good care of your injuries." Chu Ye patted Snakespear Douluo on the shoulder, and then pulled him up again. From now on, there are already 3 titled Douluos who surrendered to Chu Ye, namely Chrysanthemum Douluo, Ghost Douluo, and Snakespear Douluo. This is the number that absolutely obeys him. Then, Chu Ye's eyes locked on Qian Renxue, the woman he loved, who was under the stage. He wanted to take advantage of today, when all the titled Douluos and all the high-level officials of the Spirit Hall were present, to announce something. "Chu Ye, come up." Qian Renxue was stunned, not knowing why Chu Ye asked her to go on stage, but she still walked onto the dual stage and walked to Chu Ye's side. Chu Ye slowly held Qian Renxue's hand, interlocking his fingers, and with his other hand, he took out a small red boutique gift box from behind that quilt. "Chu Ye, do you still remember what I said to you? I will marry you when you become an adult. Now you were 18 years old and it is time for me to fulfill my promise." Chu Ye smiled warmly. He said with great expression, and the exquisite gift box was slowly opened. An exquisite ring appeared in front of Qian Renxue. Qian Renxue covered her mouth instantly. The emotions in her heart, moved, excited, and happy, were written all over her face. "Chu Ye, you. Chu Ye, are you willing to marry me? Become my first wife, and grow old with me. I am willing to promise you a lifetime of happiness." Chu Ye knelt on one knee and proposed to Qian Renxue in front of all the titled Douluo, Qian Renxue's grandfather, and Qian Renxue's mother. Qian Renxue was also waiting for this moment, although she was already with Chu Ye. But after all, they were nameless and could only be considered girlfriends. Only by getting married could they be considered legal husband and wife, and Chu Ye's real wife. This meaning is very different. "I do." Qian Renxue's face was already covered with tears of happiness, and she watched Chu Ye slowly put the engagement ring on her finger. The two looked at each other, with happy smiles on their faces. Bai Dom sighed silently in her heart. She didn't know what kind of emotion she was feeling in her heart, but it was very complicated. Bai Dom had long known about the relationship between Chu Ye and Qian Renxue, and she could have imagined that there would be such a day, but she didn't know whether it was good or bad. But she didn't try to stop this from happening, and chose to acquiesce. On the contrary, Qian Dalu frowned slightly. Chu Ye took Qian Renxue's hand again, and he and she looked up at Qian Dalu and Bai Dong at the same time. "I, Chu Ye, am an orphan without a father or a mother. I grew up in the Pope's palace. My teacher accepted me as his disciple and nurtured me. In my heart, you're a respected elder. Today, I hope to propose to the Qian family under your witness. Great priest, I am willing to marry Qian Renxue and take care of her for the rest of my life. Please grant my wish." Qian Dalu's face showed no expression. He was silent for a long time, and his eyes became serious. Chapter 153 Qian Dalu refuses marriage, Chu Ye seeks. Qian Dalu's voice rang out slowly. "I don't agree. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What's going on?" The Holy Sun and the young master are both talented men and beautiful women. They are both outstanding geniuses. It can be said that they are a natural match. The great priest actually disagrees. Everyone present was very surprised that Qian Dalu would actually refuse. It was unexpected. Chu Ye frowned slightly. He was also very puzzled. He really couldn't think of the reason why Qian Dalu refused. What was the reason? He and Qian Renxue had been together for a long time, and Qian Dalu also knew about it. This was something that almost everyone knew. If he didn't want his granddaughter to be with him, why didn't he stop her? Even in Chu Ye's view, even if someone disagreed, that person would only be his teacher Bai Dong. How could it be Qian Dalu? Why? Chu Ye was about to speak, but Qian Renxue's voice sounded first. She didn't quite understand why her grandfather would disagree. Grandpa, I don't understand why you refuse. Even Bai Dong looked at Qian Dalu in confusion, making her unable to see through. Qian Dalu did not explain. He had his own reasons for refusing, but this reason was not suitable to be said in public, so he said to Chu Ye, Chu Ye, when your injuries recover, come to the worship hall to find me alone. Master's way. Chu Ye held Qian Renxue's shoulders and signaled her not to ask any more questions. Since Qian Dalu wanted to meet with him alone, he must want to tell him the reason in private. He nodded. Okay. Today, Chu Ye and the snake spirit will fight. All those present should not publicize it. Everyone, please disperse. Bai Dong shook the scepter and solemnly reminded everyone present. Chu Ye's 15-year-old Soul King defeated the titled Luo. This kind of thing is too against the sky. If it is exposed to the entire continent, it will definitely shock the entire continent. It will also make the two empires very wary, which is not a good thing for Chu Ye. And the people watching the battle can be said to be the top leaders of the Spirit Hall, or the core personnel of the future Spirit Hall. Just a reminder is enough. Soon, the crowd gradually dispersed. Let's go back first. Yes. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue also left the duel arena. After the battle with Snake Spirit Luo, Chu Ye was also left with a lot of injuries. He planned to go back to rest and recuperate for a few days. On the way back, Shi Yu, Yan, as well as Xingping, Sun Chuantao, Li Gai, Zhu Yu, the main members of the Spirit Hall team in that future Soul Master competition, all stood in front of Chu Ye. They came together and knelt on one knee at the same time. They had almost discussed it long ago and said in unison, "We are willing to pursue His Royal Highness the Son of God. After graduation, we hope to join the Supervisory Hall and serve His Royal Highness the Son of God." These core disciples are already over 17 and 18 years old. After they leave their disciple status at the age of 25, they will have to find a job in the Spirit Hall. Although with their talents, their treatment and status will definitely not be bad after graduation. But among all the departments and institutions of the Spirit Hall, the Supervisory Hall obviously has a relatively easy treatment, status, and conditions, and is a relatively good choice. In addition, if Chu Ye becomes the Pope in the future, they will be loyal now, and their status will definitely be sublimated in the future. The main reason is that they are all impressed by Chu Ye's terrifying fighting ability. Although they graduate at the age of 25, in fact, after a few years of playing the Soul Master competition, these talented disciples will graduate early. The door of the Supervisory Hall is open to you at any time, everyone get up. Chu Ye said in a calm tone. These are all geniuses of the younger generation. They want to pursue themselves, and Chu Ye naturally has no reason to refuse. Although everyone is a member of the Spirit Hall, because of their status, the people who obey him and his subordinates and confidants are two different concepts. And now, Chu Ye has undoubtedly become the leader of the younger generation of the Spirit Hall. With the change of times, the future Spirit Hall will eventually be led by a new generation of people, and their era is quietly opening. A few days later, with the help of many healing soul masters in the Pope's palace, Chu Ye's injuries have healed and his condition has returned to normal. He went to the worship hall alone to find Qian Dalu and ask why he refused to marry Qian Renxue. He stepped into the worship hall step by step and came to a golden angel statue. Qian Dalu was standing there with his back to Chu Ye. Great worshipper. Chu Ye bowed slightly, very seriously, and said, Zwe and I are truly in love, and we have been in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship for a long time. If you don't agree, why didn't you tell me in advance? I don't understand. Qian Dalu slowly turned around and glanced at the angel statue beside him, then moved his eyes to Chu Ye. I don't object to you and Xiaoxiu being together, nor do I object to you getting married, but now the time has not come. The time has not come. You should know that our six-winged angel clan is the descendant of the angel god. Our generations will experience the test of the coming of the angel god. Those who are predestined can inherit the god of angels. Chu Ye did not interrupt and continued to listen. Xiaoxiu is the most likely person in our six-winged angel family to inherit the god of angels in the past 1,000 years. If she doesn't have this opportunity, your marriage with Xiaoxiu is easy to talk about. If she is destined to receive the god-level test of the God of Angels, then, this matter must be postponed, at least until Xiaoxiu completes all the tests of the God of Angels and inherits the God of Angels. During this period, I don't allow anything to affect Xiaoxiu's God test. Qian Renxue stopped talking. Chu Ye understood that the reason why Qian Renxue disagreed was that he was afraid that the marriage would affect Qian Renxue's Angel 9 tests. But he didn't understand. He was already with Qian Renxue. What was the difference between before and after marriage, and what was the impact? So he raised this question. Qian Renxue was silent for a few seconds and explained. If you two get married, Xiaoxiu happens to be pregnant when she is taking the Angel God test. Chu Ye was stunned. Qian Renxue was also a man. How can a man not understand a man? Once married, legal couples can have sex without restraint and without any worries. What if this kid can't control himself and accidentally gets his granddaughter to grow up alone? Going to the Angel 9 test while pregnant? No need to think, the impact will be very great. It is very likely that Qian Renxue will fail the test because of the child in her pregnancy. Chu Ye was a little speechless and didn't know what to say. Qian Renxue was right. But the main thing is that he had done that with Qian Renxue a long time ago. But what can Chu Ye say? He can't just tell Qian Renxue, your granddaughter has consummated the marriage with me a long time ago, right? Chapter 154. That aspect was forbidden, more than a year later. Or will you tell Qian Renxue? Don't worry, we will take safety measures. Don't worry. There is no safety in this world, so why would you? There are probabilities, there'll always be unexpected situations, no one can predict. Damn. Okay, I understand, great worshipper. Chu Ye sighed in his heart. He really wanted to give Qian Renxue a status as soon as possible. But considering the situation of Qian Renxue's Angel 9 tests and Qian Renxue's concerns, he could only postpone the marriage. It's good that you can understand. Although I don't know that you and Xiaoxiu have developed to that point, I must remind you now to prohibit all thoughts in that regard. Do you understand what I mean? Qian Renxue's eyes became sharp, with a sense of oppression. This old guy is threatening me. Chu Ye smiled bitterly in his heart. Not only can he not get married now, he is not even allowed to do bad things with Qian Renxue. I understand, great priest, if there is nothing else, I will go back first. Go ahead. Qian Renxue looked at Chu Ye's back as he left. After Chu Ye left, he called Qian Renxue again. It was almost the same warning, not allowing Qian Renxue and Chu Ye to have that kind of thing, but it was said more obscurely. Qian Renxue's face not only blushed, but she muttered in her heart. Grandpa, I actually had a long time with Chu Ye, but she also wouldn't say it. Now Qian Renxue's thoughts are different from now. When he thinks that Qian Renxue has a high probability of inheriting the God of Angels, his thoughts are different. Therefore, matters between men and women must be strictly controlled. After returning, Chu Ye told Qian Renxue the reason why Qian Renxue refused. Qian Renxue also guessed it, and said helplessly, not only that, I vaguely feel that Grandpa seems to have sent people to monitor us secretly to prevent us from doing this, so, Chu Ye, I may not be able to spend the night with you in the future. I'm drunk, is it necessary to do this? Chu Ye looked helpless. We are not children anymore. As long as we are normal people, we all have needs in that aspect. Can we endure it so easily? Besides, they have already tasted the taste. At the beginning, it was nothing, but as time went on, the two people's thoughts on that aspect became stronger and stronger. If the two are not together, it would be nothing, but if they were together every day, how could they not think about that kind of thing? Soon. As time passed, the two people's thoughts on that aspect became stronger and stronger. Chu Ye suddenly had an idea and used the excuse of going out to play to have sex in the wild. So, the two of them immediately made an appointment to meet at a beautiful mountain view in the Wooden Hall. At night, the two sat on the lawn, looking at each other, and their passion swelled. Swear. Chu Ye. Just when the two were about to kiss. Ahem. Son, young master, what a coincidence. You are here too. Suddenly, the voice of the fifth worshipper Guangling Duo sounded not far away, and after a while, he walked out from the bushes on the left. What a coincidence. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue complained in their hearts, and the evil fire disappeared instantly. Alas. The two looked at each other and sighed in their hearts. Forget it, Chu Ye, let's not wait for the end of my Angel 9 trials in the future, right? It will take 2 or 3 years for you to break through the Soul Saint, and it will take several more years to take the 9 trials. We have to endure at least 5 or 6 years. What can we do? There is a 96 level peak Guangling Douluo following us all the time. We don't have the slightest chance at all. If Grandpa knows, he will definitely not let you go, and he will even forbid me to be with you. Forget it, let's take it one step at a time. Chu Ye sighed heavily in his heart. In this way, Chu Ye and Qian Renxue entered the forbidden stage, began to restrain the thoughts in that regard, and worked hard to improve their strength and soul power level. Time passed quickly. Unknowingly, more than a year later, Chu Ye's age has reached 17 years old. For more than a year, Chu Ye stayed in the Pope's palace to practice. Half of the time he followed Bai Dong to practice, and half of the time he continued to comprehend the sword intent, the Angel 6 God swordsmanship, and improve his soul power. His level has already reached the peak of level 59, and he has yet to break through the level 60 barrier. However, his sword intent has entered the advanced sword intent from the peak of the intermediate sword intent. There are only about 10 people who have reached the advanced sword intent in the world. Chu Ye has undoubtedly entered the high-end ranks of swordsmanship on this continent. The effect of the advanced sword intent is to enhance the power of the original effect of the middle sword intent. If the previous middle sword intent can be used to hit the enemy like a blade and hurt the soul master, then the advanced sword intent, with a casual wave of the hand, is a terrible sword energy slash, which can easily cut off a soul. The body of a soul master below the soul master is comparable to the low-level soul skills. At the same time, Chu Ye finally mastered the third sword of the Angel 6 swordsmanship, the Angel Piercing Cloud Sword. This is an extremely strong penetrating sword skill. As Qian Dalu said back then, this third sword can break all defenses. Chu Ye's strength has undoubtedly increased a lot in the past year and a half. Qian Renxue, who is already 20 years old, has a soul power of level 68. It is possible that she will break through the Soul Saint realm at the age of 21. Within a month, my soul power will break through to level 60. It's almost time to prepare to capture the next 100,000-year soul beast. Chu Ye thought to himself. For the 100,000-year soul beast with the 6th soul ring, he has already set a target, which is the 100,000-year softbone rabbit that transformed into a human, Chu Ye. He has already sent people to Shriek Academy to investigate secretly. At present, Tangsan and Chu Ye have both joined Shriek Academy. Although at the time, Tangsan and Chu Ye transferred from Noting Academy to the Soul Master Junior Academy in the Tiando Empire. But after graduation, they did not change their decision to join the Advanced Soul Master Academy, still under the advice of Yu Xiaogan. The three of them entered Shriek Academy. And Tang Yi now is very likely to be secretly protecting Tang San, so it is a bit difficult to capture the softbone rabbit Chu Ye, and it needs to be planned in advance. At this time, the Golden Bishop of the Spirit Hall came to Chu Ye and said respectfully, "Your Highness, the Pope wants to ask you about the Soul Master competition." "I see, you go first, I'll be leaving soon." "Yes. Your Highness." The Golden Bishop nodded respectfully and left immediately. The 5-year high-level Elite Soul Master competition is about to begin, and there is still a little over a year before the competition starts. All the colleges participating in the Soul Master competition in the whole continent and the 2 empires have begun preparations, selecting the top students in the college, and then collectively training, and forming college teams to prepare for the competition. The Spirit Hall is naturally no exception. Arrangements have been made early to select the personnel who will represent the Spirit Hall in the Soul Master competition. Chapter 155 Preparing for the Advanced Elite Soul Master Competition. The Advanced Elite Soul Master Competition is the largest Soul Master competition in the entire continent. The Spirit Hall naturally attaches great importance to this, and the Spirit Hall has won the championship for countless times, and has always occupied the title of the champion of the competition. Now, the goal of the Spirit Hall is naturally no exception, which is to win the championship. Winning the championship is the basic operation of the Spirit Hall. If the basic operation cannot be done, then it is a big failure for the Spirit Hall. Therefore, no matter how many times the Spirit Hall has won the championship, it will be very important, because they want to keep this record of winning the championship. And in this competition, the Spirit Hall will definitely continue to win the championship of the competition. He slowly stood up, stopped practicing, and went to the main hall to gather. At this moment, all the reserve disciples who were qualified to represent the Spirit Hall in the competition after a competition and selection have gathered in the hall. In addition to Elena, Shiyu, Yan, Xingping, Sun Chuantao, Li Gai, Zhu Yu, these 7 known main players. There are 13 substitute reserve players. There are a total of 20 people who will collectively participate in the next collective training, and then finally determine that 12 people, 7 main players and 5 substitutes, will form the Whittle Hall team to represent the Whittle Hall in the Soul Master competition. When Chu Ye came to the door of the hall, Qian Renxue also walked over from another direction, and the two arrived at the door at the same time. Did you come too? Yes. Ha, let's go in together. Chu Ye smiled, and pushed open the door of the hall with Qian Renxue and walked in. It's the Holy Son and the young master. Seeing Chu Ye and Qian Renxue appear, all the disciples consciously made way for them. The two walked to the front of the crowd and stopped. The disciples consciously stood behind them. Teacher. Chu Ye saluted slightly. Everyone is here. Now I will talk about the Soul Master competition in a year. Bai Dong slowly stood up from the Pope's palace and said, in this year's Soul Master competition, our Spirit Hall will take out 3 10,000-year-old soul bones as rewards for the champion. So we must win the championship this time. Only success is allowed, not failure. And you, as the participating members representing the Spirit Hall in this competition, will gather for training starting tomorrow and make adequate preparations for the competition. Yes. Your Holiness. All the disciples said in unison. Yan glanced at Chu Ye and Qian Renxue and couldn't help asking, Your Holiness, are His Royal Highness the Son of God and the young Master going to participate in the competition too? Yes. The strength of His Royal Highness the Son of God and the young Master is so terrifying. Isn't it a bit too bullying for them to participate in the Soul Master competition? This is simply a dimensionality reduction attack. Isn't it? Chu Ye's strength is comparable to that of a titled Douluo, and Qian Renxue's strength is also close to that of a titled Douluo. If these two people go to the battle, will other college teams still have a chance? One person can beat the entire opponent team, right? Indeed, teacher, even without Swear and me, our Spirit Hall team is actually very strong. Shi Yu, Yan, Leona, 3 Soul Kings, Zhu Yu and 4 Soul Masters, and the rest of the substitutes are almost all Soul Masters, with the strength of peak Soul Lords. Swear and I don't actually need to fight, it's not difficult to win this championship. Chu Ye said. The Spirit Hall team is very strong, it can be said that no team can beat them. In his memory, Tang San also relied on the broken external Soul Bonate Spider Lance and the hidden weapon technique to win. In this life, Shriek Academy has been half destroyed, and it is difficult to threaten the Spirit Hall team. It's not difficult for them to win the championship without you taking action, but the ownership of the champion of this Soul Master competition will also affect our Spirit Hall's next plan to a certain extent, so, just in case, you also need to sign up for the competition. You don't have to play if they can deal with it, and Chu Ye and Qian Renxue don't need to participate in the collective training, but during this period, you'll serve as the captain and vice-captain of the Spirit Hall team, and let them in collective training as the team leader. The collective training of the Soul Master competition will be fully responsible by the two of you, and let them to win the championship of this competition. Bai Dong said with great majesty. Team leader? Okay, teacher, I know. Chu Ye nodded. In fact, because Qian Renxue did not lurk in the Tiando Palace, the Spirit Hall did not need to wait until Qian Renxue took control of the Tiando Imperial power before implementing the plan. Therefore, the Spirit Hall's infiltration plan and the 2 strategies of the soul hunting operation will be advanced. The Spirit Hall's steps and ambitions to unify the continent will also be launched in advance, and the war will come faster than Chu Ye knows. Chu Ye actually had a vague feeling that after the Soul Master competition was over, the Spirit Hall would probably take some action. The champion of the competition was also a great boost to the Spirit Hall, so Bai Dong attached great importance to this competition. Bai Dong asked Chu Ye and Qian Renxue to sign up as well to ensure that everything would be safe. They didn't need to play, they just needed to suppress the heroes when others couldn't beat them. The training of the entire Spirit Hall team was the responsibility of Chu Ye and Qian Renxue, so their main identity was the team leader. They participated in the Soul Master competition as a team leader and also served as a part-time player. Teacher, don't worry, I will definitely lead the Spirit Hall team to win the championship this time. Chu Ye smiled confidently, then turned around and looked at the disciples behind him. Tomorrow, at 8 o'clock in the morning, everyone will gather at the training ground on time. Yes. Your Highness the Holy Son. All the disciples were full of energy. The next day, early in the morning, at 8 o'clock in the morning, Chu Ye and Qian Renxue have become the team leaders, preparing to conduct special training and guidance for the Spirit Master competition for the disciples who are the reserve personnel of the Spirit Hall team. Leona, Shiyu, Yan, and 17 others, a total of 20 people, have gathered in the training ground, lined up neatly, and stood. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue stood opposite them, holding the information of 20 disciples in their hands. 3 Control Department, 2 Auxiliary Department, 2 Defense Department, 2 Long Range Attack Department, 6 Strong Attack Department, 5 Agility Attack Department, a total of 20 people, 15 boys, 5 girls, but only 10 of them can finally sign up for the competition. Because the Spirit Master competition stipulates that the number of people in each academy and each team cannot exceed 12. 7 main players and 5 substitutes. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue each have 1, so only 10 of them out of the 20 can represent the Spirit Hall. Shiyu, Leona, Yan, Xingping, Sun Chuantao, Li Gai, and Zhu Yu were already selected. With Chu Ye and Qian Renxue, there were 9 people confirmed. The remaining 3 were finally confirmed after a year of training. Chu Ye closed the information book and said to the disciples in front of him, "I think you should all know the rules of the Soul Master competition, right?" Chapter 156. Leaders of the Spirit Hall team. Chu Ye, Qian Renxue understood. "Your Highness, Saint, Holy Son," a timid girl in the team raised her hand timidly and wanted to speak. Chu Ye glanced at her and said, "During the Soul Master competition, you can just call me Captain." "Oh, okay, Captain, I'm sorry, I don't know the rules very well, can I?" The girl was obviously timid and spoke softly. Qian Renxue smiled slightly. "It's okay, then I will tell you again the rules and competition system of the Soul Master competition. According to the rules of the Soul Master competition, the age of the participants must be under 25 years old. Each game will be played by 7 people. No deaths are allowed during the competition. No medicines or food made by non-plant or healing systems may be used, and weapons other than martial spirits may not be used. Understood?" Many disciples nodded. Qian Renxue continued, "As for the competition system, it is divided into preliminaries, promotions, and the finals. Our Spirit Hall team, and the main teams of the 2 empires of Xingluo and Tiando, do not have to participate in the preliminaries and promotions, and will be directly promoted to the finals. So, I will focus on the competition system of the finals here. There are over 100 colleges participating in the Soul Master competition, and only 30 teams can finally enter the finals. Together with our Spirit Hall team, Xingluo and the main teams promoted by Tiando, there are a total of 13 teams in Shanxi competing in the finals. The finals is an elimination system. In the first round, the 3 promoted teams will have a bye directly. In the second round, all teams will draw lots to compete. A slight change to the competition system here. The first few rounds are 7v7 team battles. When it comes to the final 3, the 3 teams will have 2 competition methods: team battles and individual elimination battles. In the top 3 battles, individual elimination will be prioritized, and the battle will be held in the form of a ring. Each team will send out 7 players to compete in a 1v1 duel. The winner will continue to play, and the loser will take over until all the students of the other 2 teams are eliminated. The winning team will directly advance to the finals. The 2 losing colleges will have another team battle, and the winner will enter the final. The 2 teams that enter the finals will fight in a team battle to compete for the final championship. That's basically it." Qian Renxue finished her explanation, and everyone understood. "Here." Chu Ye handed Qian Renxue a bottle of water. Qian Renxue took the water, opened the lid and drank a sip, and then passed it back to Chu Ye. Chu Ye took a sip of the drink and continued to talk along with Qian Renxue's words. "You already know the rules and competition system, so let me tell you about the training plan for you in the next year. The training is mainly team training, because the Soul Master competition is a 7v7 team competition, so team compatibility is extremely important. Tacit understanding and cooperation can even improve the overall combat effectiveness of a team to a higher level. If you have no cooperation and tacit understanding, even if you are very strong individually, you may not be able to win the final championship. Team competitions are all about team combat. If 7 people have no cooperation, tacit understanding, and strategy, the 7 people acted together will not only not be greater than 7, but will even drag each other down and affect each other, less than 7. Therefore, team combat training is the focus. Secondly, it is training for your personal strength improvement, as well as physical training. With these 3 training methods as the main method, after 1 year, those who perform well will officially represent our Wigan Hall team. Now, the training begins. Yes. The 20 disciples were full of fighting spirit and passion. The Soul Master competition is a very good opportunity to show their strength. In fact, everyone among them wants to represent the Spirit Hall, but in the end only 10 people can qualify. The competition is fierce, and you must work hard to qualify. In the morning, there is physical training, in the afternoon, there is team training, and in the afternoon, there is personal strength training. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue will always accompany and guide. Captain, how should we practice physical training? Chu Ye asked. Chu Ye smiled. He had already thought of the best way to train physical fitness, which is the gravity control field of the Titan giant ape. Under the suppression of gravity control, the body will get the best exercise in all aspects. It can be said that it is the best way to train physical fitness, physique, and constitution. It is so much stronger than Yu Xiaogeng's way of carrying a basketball hoop, filling it with stones, and running training. What is the difference between the method and ordinary construction workers carrying basketball hoop, filling it, and carrying bricks? Is this the way to train monsters? The way to train soul masters? At this moment, in Shriek Academy, Yu Xiaogeng was using this method to train Tang San, Xiao, Daimu Bai and other 7 monsters. Come out, Titan giant ape. Chu Ye summoned his soul. Yes, the captain's soul. Titan giant ape. What do you mean? The captain wants to use the soul to train our physical fitness. Yan said in confusion. First release your gravity control field with 1 layer of power. Okay, master. Titan giant ape nodded, and the next second, the terrifying gravity suppression fell on all the disciples. Ah! Such a strong oppression. It's like a tonnage of total pressure on the body. I can't stand it anymore. Just 1 layer of gravity control made some of them unbearable. Yu, Yan, and Douluo were okay and could stand straight. Let you experience it first, now you are close to full strength, hold on to the end. Yes. The students gritted their teeth and persisted. Time passed by, and some students finally couldn't hold on and were suppressed to the ground by gravity. Before long, only Yu, Yan, and Douluo were left. I can't do it. Douluo blushed, bit her lips, and panted. The next second, Douluo finally couldn't help it and sat down on the ground. Then, Yu and Yan fell down one after another. Take back the gravity control field. At this moment, all the disciples were lying on the ground gasping for breath. Chu Ye smiled faintly. How does it feel? Yan said with a bitter face. My limbs are sore, my whole body is weak, and my physical strength is overdrawn. It seems that every piece of flesh in my body is sore. Yes. It's really too tiring. I have to mobilize all my strength to persist at all times, otherwise I can be suppressed to the ground by gravity at any time. Ha, that's right. Chu Ye nodded with satisfaction, and then a devilish smile appeared on his face. From now on, Ermin's gravity field is your physical training project. You must not only persist, but also complete the tasks I set in the gravity field. Chapter 157 My name is Yu. Chu Ye will let the disciples persist in Ermin's gravity control field while completing some specific actions to increase the difficulty. The gravity control field can be said to be the best training method for physical fitness, physique, and physical strength. Therefore, Chu Ye and Qian Renxue will also conduct this training with the disciples. Now, let's start. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue also joined the training team, and then said to the Titan giant ape, Ermin releases the gravity control field. Yes. The terrifying gravity control fell again. Everyone gritted their teeth and persisted. Although they were very tired, they all knew that this was a rare opportunity to strengthen their physique. Just like this, a morning of physical training ended. All the disciples were exhausted and lay on the ground, with a look of doubt on their lips. Too tired, yeah. I'm so tired. The disciples complained to each other. Although they were all disciples trained by the Spirit Hall, they rarely received such high-intensity training, and they were a little bit unbearable for a while. But this is just the beginning. Chu Ye glanced at the time and said, Now we will give you an hour and a half of rest time, an hour to recover your strength, and half an hour to eat. After an hour and a half, we will conduct team combat training. Can't we rest a little longer, Captain? One of the female disciples said bigly. No, although it is not too difficult for you to win the championship with your strength, since His Holiness the Pope asked me and Qian Renxue to lead you in training, then our goal is not just to let you win the championship. We will also help you improve your strength as much as possible during this period of time, so that you can become a powerful spirit master in the future. These are the elites of this generation of Wooden Hall. Is it possible that some of them will enter the realm of titled Douluo in the future? Helping them improve their strength can also be regarded as training titled Douluo for Wooden Hall. Hey, hurry up and rest. Hurry up and rest. While everyone was resting. At this moment, on the streets of Wooden City, a girl was slowly walking towards the Pope's palace and stopped in front of the entrance of the Pope's palace. The girl was about 13 years old, with black hair and black eyes, wearing white trousers and a white top. She was not particularly beautiful, but she was a beauty with delicate features. As she walked, her steps seemed to have a special rhythm, and she also exuded a strange aura. Ha! Pope's palace, here I come. The girl smiled, stepped onto the steps, and headed towards the gate. Stop. Who are you? The Pope's palace is a holy place, and outsiders are not allowed to trespass. The soldiers outside the door immediately stopped the girl. I'm a student of the Advanced Soul Master Academy of the Wooden Palace in Wooden City. The teacher said that I have excellent talents and can come to the Pope's palace to study and further my studies. Here is my certificate. The girl handed the certificate in her hand to the gatekeeper. Please come in. The soldier confirmed it, immediately stepped aside, and motioned the girl to enter the palace. Thank you. The girl smiled faintly and stepped into the Pope's palace. The highest level of the Spirit Hall's training system is the disciples in the Pope's Hall, followed by the Spirit Hall's Soul Master Academy, and then the Spirit Hall Academy established by the branch halls across the continent. Every year, the Pope's Hall will dig out some geniuses from the Soul Master Academy established by the Spirit Halls in various places to come to the Pope's Hall for further study and become disciples. This girl belongs to this type. After the girl entered the Pope's Hall, the Golden Bishop found Chu Ye and Qian Renxue. Your Highness, young master, recently, a genius was discovered in the Soul Master Academy of our Spirit Hall. Now he has entered the Pope's Hall. His Holiness wants her to come and train with us. The Pope said. Oh? Chu Ye and Qian Renxue looked at each other, a little surprised. Every year, there will be a few students from the Spirit Hall Academy who will be promoted to the Pope's Hall for further study and training. But as soon as they come in, they can participate in the training. Doesn't this mean that this person is very talented and strong, and has the strength to represent the Spirit Hall team? This not only made Chu Ye very curious, he asked. How strong is this person's talent that he can come directly to participate in the training camp? Your Highness, the Holy Son, this child is 13 years old and has a soul power of level 39. So amazing. Qian Renxue was a little surprised. This kind of talent can be said to be more powerful than Chu Ye and Douluo. No wonder, this kind of talent is indeed qualified to come directly to the training camp. Chu Ye was also very curious. He nodded and said, I know, please notify her and let her come within an hour. Okay, Your Highness. The Golden Bishop saluted respectfully and then left. About 40 minutes later, the Golden Bishop came over with the girl from a distance. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue did not find anything unusual about this girl, but they just felt that her aura was a bit special. Chu Ye, I finally see him. The girl muttered in her heart, followed the Golden Bishop, and came to Chu Ye and Qian Renxue. Your Highness, I've brought the people here. Okay, thank you for your trouble. You're welcome. I'll take my leave now. The Golden Pope left first, leaving the girl here. You're promoted from the Spirit Master Academy of Wooden Thong, right? Chu Ye asked. Yes, that's right. Then do you know why the Golden Bishop brought you here? I know. The Golden Bishop has already told me that you will train with everyone and participate in the Advanced Elite Spirit Master competition. Yes, so you are now one of the reserve members representing the Wooden Hall team. For the next year, you will participate in the training with everyone. Come with me. Chu Ye clapped his hands and said, everyone gather first. The 1-hour break time was just coming up. Chu Ye shouted, and all the disciples gathered quickly. Chu Ye brought Gyu to the front of everyone and explained, let me introduce you to everyone. This is a student who was promoted from the Spirit Master Academy of the Spirit Hall. Now she is also a disciple of the Pope's Palace. She will directly participate in the training and train with everyone. What? Come directly to the training? Not simple. This girl. The disciples were all very surprised. In their impression, those who were promoted from the lower academies and became disciples were almost at the bottom of the disciples. This girl actually stepped directly into the top of the disciples. You know, the people gathered here are all the best of this class. Now, introduce yourself to everyone. Okay. The girl raised a confident smile on her face, paused, and said her name. Hello everyone, my name is Gyu. Gyu. Chapter 158. Gyu joins the spirit hall, together, Gyu. As soon as these words came out, Chu Ye and Qian Renxue, who were standing behind Gyu, suddenly changed their faces. Their inner emotions changed in an instant. Chu Ye immediately grabbed Qian Renxue's hand, his eyes a little serious. Swear, calm down first, don't let her feel that we have any abnormal reaction. The two of them had regained their calmness on the outside, but their hearts were still churning. Is she the Gyu we think she is? I'm not sure, but at this age, reaching this level of soul power, it's reasonable if it's Gyu. The two communicated with each other in their hearts. Gyu continued to introduce. She is 13 years old this year, soul power level 39, martial soul elementalist, please take care of her in the future. Oh my god. 13 years old, soul power level 39. This girl is really a genius. Elementalist. What kind of martial soul is this? Why haven't I heard of it? The disciples were shocked and also expressed their doubt about Gyu's martial soul. Elementalist. Chu Ye's face changed again. There is no mistake, swear, she is the Silver Dragon King, the main personality Gyu. The elementalist martial spirit controls water, fire, earth, wind, light, darkness and other elements. This is exactly the elemental power that the Silver Dragon King controls. The elementalist is actually the Silver Dragon King's martial spirit, but it is not the real Silver Dragon King. Gyu can hide the Silver Dragon King, take part of its power, transform it into a martial spirit, and present it as an elementalist. After all, the Silver Dragon King is too powerful, outstanding, and eye-catching. It's really her. Chu Ye, it's just as you said, Gyu took the initiative to appear. Qian Renxue was surprised and happy. The appearance of Gyu means that the Silver Dragon King's subordinate personality and the main personality Gyu have indeed conflicted and cannot be integrated. It also means that he has not disappeared, and even exists as an independent individual, separated by Gyu. Chu Ye said before that if Gyu and cannot be integrated, it is very likely that they will come to the human world again and appear in front of them. Because this is the only way to solve the problem of the integration of the two personalities. Since Gyu appeared, he must have reached some conditions with, or an agreement he was familiar with, a bet or something like that. After all, if Gyu wanted to perfectly merge with the conflicting subordinate personality, he had to make an willing, and a bet was a gambling nature. The losing party had no conditions to speak of. This was the fastest way to resolve the fusion of personalities. Therefore, the appearance of Gyu was very likely to have made some kind of bet with. Although Chu Ye didn't know what it was, he and Qian Renxue both hoped that could continue to exist as an independent individual. Swear, from now on, let's pretend that we don't know anything, forget that she is Gyu, and don't let her know that we already knew it. Chu Ye said very solemnly. I understand, but Gyu has already appeared, so what about? Where will she be? Chu Ye guessed. I guess has also come to the human world, but may not want to appear in front of us for the time being. However, Gyu has already appeared, and we will meet her again sooner or later. Yeah. The two looked at Gyu's back silently. At this moment, he has indeed entered the human world. Just as Chu Ye guessed, and Gyu made some kind of bet. Because of the restrictions of the bet, she could not return to Chu Ye and Qian Renxue for the time being. But has joined a high-level Soul Master Academy. And it is one of the 5 element academies on the continent, Qian Renxue Academy, which is very famous and powerful. Silver Dragon Spear Martial Soul also has the power of multiple elemental attributes, and the element that she showed more obviously in the early stage is the water element. And with her strong talent, she directly became the main player of the Qian Renxue Academy team. She is currently training with the Qian Renxue Academy players and will participate in the Soul Master competition in a year. After Gyu finished introducing herself, the Pact lunchbox also arrived. Okay, Gyu, join the team. Yes. Gyu nodded and walked into the team of disciples. She didn't know that her identity as the Silver Dragon King had been exposed long ago. Chu Ye distributed the lunchboxes one by one. In the last half an hour, everyone will have lunch and prepare to start team training. Gyu, you have to come too. Okay. Gyu also took a lunchbox and ate while secretly paying attention to Chu Ye. The reason why the Silver Dragon King Gyuena was born early was because she sensed the Dragon God's aura on Chu Ye, during the years when the subordinate Gyun was in contact with Chu Ye. Gyu now understands the general situation. The Dragon God's aura does not come from Chu Ye himself, but also from his external soul-bone Dragon God wings. In addition, after absorbing the energy of the Ice and Fire Dragon King, Chu Ye now has the blood of the Dragon clan. But what puzzled Gyu was where the Dragon God wings came from. External soul bones are produced by soul beasts, the Beast clan. Let's not talk about whether the Dragon God has dropped external soul bones. To get the Dragon God's external soul bones, this must be at least in the God realm, right? So Chu Ye is still full of mystery, and the Dragon God's aura makes Gyu feel very close and there is no sense of distance. Soon, half an hour later, everyone finished their meal and gathered again. Chu Ye arranged. Now that the new member Gyu has joined, there are exactly 21 of you. You can be divided into 3 teams of 7 people each, for round-robin team training. Qian Renxue and I will assign the personnel to the 3 teams. However, before the team training begins, I need to understand the strength and combat characteristics of the new member Gyu. Who of you is willing to come out and fight Gyu? Gyu glanced at the group of core disciples of the Spirit Hall in front of her, but she didn't take them to heart. Even in front of her, the dignified Silver Dragon King, even contempt was not worth her doing so. The male disciples seemed reluctant to fight women, so Zinping, a strong female disciple, stood up. She smiled and said in a friendly manner, "Then I will fight with junior sister Gyu." Well, everyone disperse and leave some space for Zinping and Gyu to fight. Zinping, a main player of the Spirit Hall, is currently ranked 5th in strength if Chu Ye and Qian Renxue are not counted. She is the young female disciple of the Spirit Hall, second only to Qian Renxue and Douluo in strength. My name is Zinping, level 44, Agile Attack System Battle Soul Master, Martial Soul Golden Waste Flying Swallow, Junior Sister Gyu, please teach me. Zinping showed her Martial Soul, a golden swallow emerged, with 2 yellow and 2 purple soul rings. Gyu, level 39 Strong Attack System Battle Soul Master, Martial Soul Elementalist, please teach me, Senior Sister Zinping. Soul rings also appeared under Gyu's feet, 1 yellow and 2 purple. Qian Renxue frowned, Is Gyu's soul ring configuration so low? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novel, as there you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 159 Gyu takes action, stunning the audience. Logically speaking, Gyu's spirit ring configuration would not be so low, it would be higher than it is now. Chu Ye responded. Then he reminded Zinping. Zinping, take it seriously, don't underestimate the enemy. How could Gyu, who was transformed by the Silver Dragon King, be compared with an ordinary spirit master? She must have the power to challenge a higher level. Zinping did look down on Gyu because she was a spirit master, but Chu Ye reminded her specifically, so she didn't dare to look down on her anymore. I understand, Captain. Zinping nodded, and her attitude immediately changed, and her expression became serious. Let's start. As Chu Ye's voice fell, the battle officially began. Zinping immediately used the first spirit skill, Transformation Swallow. Zinping's body seemed to transform into a golden flying swallow, flying towards Gyu at an extremely fast speed. Among all the core disciples, Zinping's speed was the fastest. She was also the strongest spirit master of the agility attack system. In terms of speed alone, Gyu was not as fast as Zinping, but she was very calm, staring at the attacking golden flying swallow, and a circle of yellow century-old spirit rings appeared under her feet. A red light appeared on Gyu's fist, and the next second, a ball of fire flew from her fist. It was the fire element. Zinping turned to avoid it, flew in an arc, and attacked from the left side. The ground under Gyu's feet instantly pulled up a wall of earth, bang! Blocking Zinping's attack. This is the transformation of the earth element. After resisting the attack, a ball of wind appeared under Gyu's feet, and it was another attribute, the wind element attribute. The attribute of the wind element was attached to her feet, and the wind swirled around her legs, increasing Gyu's movement speed. At this speed, it was not much inferior to Zinping. Gyu ran towards her fist at a fast speed, flashing golden light. Zinping hurriedly resisted, but was knocked back 5 meters by Gyu. This was the light attribute. Bang! Oh my god! This new girl is so powerful. She actually has 4 attributes. fire element, earth element, wind attribute, and light attribute. Fuck. Very strong. Many disciples were already shocked. In just a few moves of fighting, Gyu has already demonstrated the energy of 4 attributes. You know, whether it is a soul master or a soul beast, generally speaking, they only master 1 attribute, a few have 2, and Chu Ye basically has the light attribute and the dark attribute. It can be said that reaching 3 attributes is very, very rare. There is no one like the dark demon evil god tiger who masters 6 attributes. Of course, having more attributes does not mean that it is very awesome, but it is more comprehensive and the manifestation represents very powerful. And Chu Ye is very clear that the attribute power mastered by the Silver Dragon King Gyu is not only these 4, but also water, space, and dark attributes, mastering 7 attributes. Xingping was also very surprised and said, "Your elementalist martial spirit actually masters 4 attributes, no wonder it is called an elementalist." Well, in fact, the attributes I master are not only 4, but my soul rings cannot be attached to any element. Therefore, I can master the changes of elements, but it is difficult to make them stronger. And my first soul skill is called Elemental Tide, which can make my soul power stronger and maintain it for a longer time, while enhancing the power of controlling elements. Gyu explained calmly. There are more than 4. Although she said so, it is completely difficult for me to figure out which element she will use in battle when she uses 6 elements at the same time, switching and changing unpredictably. Fortunately, the captain reminded me, otherwise I might have been. Xingping's expression was serious, and a drop of nervous sweat appeared at the corner of her face. Second soul skill, Swallow Return. Xingping launched an attack again. A golden wasted flying swallow attacked, and Gyu moved quickly, dodging back and forth quickly. The flying swallow continued to chase, and the next second, Gyu jumped into the air. Good opportunity. Third soul skill, Flying Swallow Attack. Jumping into the air is basically equivalent to being unable to move, and can only fall in place. People who know how to seize the opportunity will immediately launch an attack at this moment. But at this moment, ice condensed under Gyu's feet in midair, and water turned into ice. She stepped on the ice and jumped twice. Second soul skill, Element Control. This soul skill is still based on Gyu's super high control over the elements, and further strengthens and improves the control over the elements. Countless ice roads formed in the air, Gyu ran above, and between his palms, he continuously sprayed fireballs of the fire element. Puff puff puff. High-frequency fireball attacks continued to bombard Xingping. Xingping was hit by a ball of fireballs, and her body fell to the ground with a bang. Gyu fell from the sky and stomped on her. Bang. Xingping rolled in a panic and dodged in time, but Gyu's attack came again and hit Xingping with a punch. Xingping screamed and her body was sent flying. In fact, Xingping had already lost at this point, because if it wasn't a sparring match, Gyu's blow wouldn't be so light. But Chu Ye wanted to see Gyu's third soul skill, so he didn't stop. Xingping uses your fourth soul skill. Chu Ye said. Yes, Captain. Fourth soul skill, Golden Swallow Slash. Letting someone else use it directly, wouldn't that give Gyu time to react? She seemed to have guessed Chu Ye's intention, so she did not choose to dodge, and 1,000-year soul ring rose from her feet. Third soul skill, Element Fusion. Wind, fire, water, and multiple elemental energies began to be released and fused together at the same time, forming a huge attack with multiple attributes. Released. The two forces confronted each other, and the power of Xingping's soul skills was instantly shattered. What a strong power. Just the fusion of 3 elements has such power. If the power of 6 elements is fused, then... Stop. There is also a huge energy of element fusion, which continues to fly towards Xingping. Not good. Danger. Xingping's eyes were already a little panicked, just when the fused elements were about to hit Xingping. Chu Ye blocked in front of him in time and dispersed them with one move. At that moment, Xingping subconsciously hugged Chu Ye's arms with both hands, and her body and chest were tightly pressed against Chu Ye's arms. Thank you, Captain. Xingping blushed slightly. Chu Ye could even feel Xingping's soft touch on his arm, which made him nervous instantly. He was not nervous about this, but about, as expected. When Chu Ye glanced at Qian Renxue, Qian Renxue had already crossed her arms and was looking at him with an unhappy face. Chu Ye's lips moved slightly, and he quickly pulled Xingping's hand away, and silently walked back to stand beside Qian Renxue. At this time, Qian Renxue's cold voice came to his ears. Are you comfortable in my arms? Chapter 160. Qian Renxue. Don't touch my man, Chu. No, Chu Ye, this is none of my business. She brought him here. Chu Ye hurriedly explained in his mind. Qian Renxue snorted and glared at Xinping with a sharp look. Her warning, don't touch my man. Xinping lowered her head slightly, dodging her eyes, not daring to look at her. Chu Ye is the best in the world in terms of both appearance and talent. In fact, most of the female disciples of the Spirit Hall admire Chu Ye in their hearts, and Xinping is actually one of them. But because of the existence of Qian Renxue, the admiration of countless female disciples is hidden in their hearts and has never been expressed. Qian Renxue's glare made Xinping feel a little guilty. Ahem. Chu Ye coughed twice and immediately started talking about the real thing. Okay, their battle is over. I think you have a certain understanding of Gyu's strength and characteristics. Now let's conduct team combat training. I will assign the teams. Gyu's ability to defeat Xinping represents her strength and has entered the ranks of the main players. In fact, many people think that if Gyu does not do well, she can fight against the three geniuses Xiyu, Yan, and Douluo. The 21 of you will form 3 teams, Team 1, Team 2, and Team 3, with 7 people in each team. Xiyu, step out. Yes. Xiyu stood up. You will be the captain of Team 1, Yan will be the captain of Team 2, and Douluo will be the captain of Team 3. After determining the captains of each team, Chu Ye and Qian Renxue discussed and reasonably assigned the strength, lineup, collocation, and types of soul masters of the 3 teams. And the strength of each team member and the overall strength of each team should be controlled to a considerable extent. Gyu will be in the same team with Douluo. In this way, the 3 teams began to take turns to compete with each other. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue were watching and guiding them. At the same time, they began to study their cooperation, or who was more compatible with whom and could play a better strategy. Observe for a few days first, and then carry out targeted team cooperation, tacit understanding and other training. A few hours later. Soon, the team combat training was over. The disciples were not as tired as during the physical training, but the consumption was also quite large. But Chu Ye still only gave them an hour and a half to rest, including half an hour to eat. After the rest, the last item of the day was to practice improving personal combat power. Chu Ye asked the disciples to fight each other 1v1, and then Chu Ye and Qian Renxue gave them guidance and pointed out their shortcomings. While fighting, they could also let them better understand the strength and fighting methods of the competition. This is more conducive to improving the tacit understanding and cooperation between each other. Originally, Chu Ye and Qian Renxue had set Yan as the opponent for Gyu, but Gyu's target suddenly logged Chu Ye. So, Gyu took the initiative to propose. Captain, can I fight with you? What? This immediately attracted everyone's attention. This new girl is so brave. She dared to challenge the captain. She doesn't know the captain's strength. He is the man who beat all the titled Douluo. Can I? Captain. Gyu looked at Chu Ye expectantly. She really wanted to see how strong Chu Ye was now. Douluo deliberately reminded. Gyu, the captain's soul power has reached level 59, and his strength is far from being as simple as showing the level. You are not her opponent. The difference in strength is too great. It doesn't matter, I just want to see how strong the captain is. Gyu smiled, with a strong desire to fight. Okay, anyone who wants to challenge me or challenge me can speak your mind at will. Seeing this, Chu Ye slowly walked in front of Gyu. Just now, whether it was fighting with Xinping or in the team combat training, Gyu actually did not exert his strongest strength. Chu Ye also wanted to see how strong Gyu's strongest fighting power could be. My soul power is 20 levels higher than yours. To be fair, I will use my soul power to suppress it to the same level as yours, 39, and I will only use the first 3 soul skills. Come on. Chu Ye released the sword of gods and demons and faced Gyu with a serious attitude. Gyu's face also became serious. That attitude was the most serious and focused she had ever been since she came to the Pope's palace. The disciples who were preparing to fight subconsciously stopped fighting and locked their eyes with him. Let's do it. Chu Ye said lightly. Ha! Gyu spread her hands, flames rose, she swung her arms quickly, and threw countless fire element fireballs. Chu Ye stood straight and ignored the front. But when the first fireball was about to reach him, he suddenly swung his sword. Puff. The fireball was chopped off on the spot. Puff puff puff. Chu Ye began to swing the sword of gods and demons quickly, and each swing of the sword accurately extinguished the fireballs shot by Gyu. Gyu came with the wind under his feet, and hit him directly with a nice element. Bang. Chu Ye's sword of gods and demons blocked the attack, but the ice quickly froze the sword and quickly spread to his arm, and then his whole body. Chu Ye was completely frozen by the ice. This is a good opportunity. Giyu immediately launched the next attack, but just as her fist was about to hit Chu Ye, the frozen ice instantly shattered. Chu Ye caught Giyu's fist with one palm. Snap. Ice immunity. Giyu frowned. That's right, Chu Ye, who had absorbed the 8 aniseed mysterious ice grass, had already achieved the effect of water and ice immunity, not to mention the blood of the Ice Dragon King. Fire won't work either, he has dual resistance to ice and fire. At the same time, the effect of light and darkness is minimal. Giyu frowned. Her water and fire elements, including the 4 attributes of light and darkness, can be said to have no effect on Chu Ye. After a close combat, Giyu has realized that her 4 attributes can hardly pose a threat to Chu Ye. This is equivalent to more than half of Giyu's attributes being controlled, which will be very passive for her. Rest. Bang. Giyu was split 10 meters apart by Chu Ye's sword energy, and then she stabilized her body. Sure enough, he is stronger than I thought. Giyu was a little embarrassed. The next second, she used her solar skills. Elemental Tide Attack. Elemental Control. Giyu directly used the first and second ring solar skills, Elemental Control, and Elemental Control was enhanced again. Second solar skill, God and Demon Sword Body. Seeing this, Chu Ye also decisively released his own strengthening and amplification skills. Naturally, his body was in pain from the very domineering sword energy. A sword pointed at Giyu. Next, I have to be serious. Giyu swallowed her throat and felt Alexander. Because the breath and aura exuded by Chu Ye made her feel as powerful as a titled Luo. This man is indeed extraordinary, very special, and very powerful. No wonder can't stop thinking about him. Chapter 161 Giyu Challenge vs Chu Ye Sword of Gods and Demons. Chu Ye's terrifying sword energy, which had already reached the advanced sword energy, seemed to be endless, and each sword was an extremely terrifying sword energy slash. Rest, rest, rest. Bang, bang, bang. The sword energy flew out crazily, and each sword energy was as powerful as a solar skill. Once hit, it was equivalent to defeat. Giyu could only run quickly and dodge continuously, and various elemental attributes were cleverly matched to dodge, but it was also very difficult. Under the attack of the sword energy, it was difficult to get close to Chu Ye. Giyu could only continuously launch long-range elemental attacks in the process of dodging, but these attacks would be instantly destroyed by the sword energy. The third solar skill, Element Fusion. Here it comes, Giyu released the strongest attack. She wanted to change the situation in one fell swoop with this move, and even defeat Chu Ye. Water, fire, wind, earth, light, darkness, space, all 7 elements are fused. The terrifying aura of power has made everyone feel very daunted and threatened. When Giyu only fused 3 elements of energy, he could completely suppress Xingping's 4th solar skill. Now the power of the fusion of 7 elements will be even more terrifying. The fusion of 7 elements directly formed a huge elemental body, which resisted all of Chu Ye's sword energy. What a terrible aura. Is Giyu really only the 3rd solar skill? Damn, why do I feel that this is more terrifying than the 5th solar skill of an ordinary Soul King? If the captain only uses the 3rd solar skill, how can he resist this power? Stupid, don't forget that the captain also masters the unique swordsmanship of the 6-winged angel family. Feeling the power of that force, the disciples around were already shocked. As for Chu Ye's first 3 solar skills, the disciples actually knew them very well. Although Chu Ye's first solar skill is far more powerful than everyone's first ring, it is only the first ring after all. No matter how powerful it is difficult to surpass others' 5th solar skills. The 2nd solar skill is an amplification skill. The 3rd solar skill has terrible lethality, but it is not a one-time burst damage, but a combo attack. The damage is very high, but it is not a solar skill used for this kind of power competition. Only when Chu Ye reaches the 4th solar skill, he has a very terrible one-time burst power, a fierce skill. But in addition to solar skills, Chu Ye has many means, such as the Angel 6 Divine Sword Technique. Angel 6 Divine Sword Technique, the 2nd sword. Divine light breaks the sky slash. A golden light rose from Chu Ye's place, and the golden light condensed into a golden giant sword. He seemed to be one with the sword and killed it head-on. Ha! Giyu also shot out the fused element. Boom! The golden light hit the element fusion body head-on, and the next second, Chu Ye directly pierced through it with a sword, and the element fusion body broke instantly. Bang! Giyu was shaken away by the energy fluctuations, and when she was about to fall to the ground, Chu Ye pierced through Giyu's back with a sword, and blocked Giyu's back with the sword body, supporting her and preventing her body from falling to the ground. Giyu leaned on the back of Chu Ye's magic sword, and did not fall to the ground. Chu Ye supported Giyu's body with the sword, while keeping a certain distance. In fact, it was definitely more convenient for him to hug Giyu with his hands, mainly because Qian Renxue was present, and Chu Ye was not very good at hugging other girls. Especially in the past 1 or 2 years, perhaps because Chu Ye and Qian Renxue's feelings were getting deeper and deeper, Qian Renxue was more and more concerned about Chu Ye. Qian Renxue's possessiveness became somewhat obvious. If Chu Ye had a more intimate physical contact with other girls, this girl would be jealous. She would not even give him a good face. At this moment, Chu Ye supported Giyu's body with the sword. The two of them were one above and one below, separated by a distance, and their eyes met. It was also a common scene of a hero saving a beauty. But Chu Ye did not look at each other too much. After using the sword to straighten Giyu's body, he quickly distanced himself. Thank you, thank you. Giyu did not have any special fluctuations in his heart because of the few seconds of staring at each other. After standing up, he just thanked him. It's okay. You're already very strong. In my opinion, there are no flaws in your element control, compatibility, and combat consciousness. The only difference between you and me may be the configuration of soul rings, the level of soul power, and the abilities we have mastered. Keep working hard. Chu Ye smiled slightly. It was over in this way. Although ordinary 100,000-year soul beasts also start to practice from the age of 6 with level 10 soul power, they are completely different from ordinary 6-year-old human children. They have the memory of soul beasts for thousands or tens of thousands of years, the experience accumulated in their long lives, and their combat consciousness and compatibility are very strong. As long as they transform into humans, they can actually have super compatibility and combat consciousness that will always surpass ordinary 6-year-old human children at the age of 6. What's more, for someone like Yuena, her combat consciousness and compatibility naturally do not need Chu Ye's guidance, and she can be at the current stage of near perfection. Everyone continue. Yes. In this way, the one-day training finally ended, and Giyu successfully integrated into this group and mingled with Chu Ye. She approached Chu Ye with other purposes, and Chu Ye also understood this, but he didn't make it clear, and they just got along like this. The next day, early morning. Just like yesterday, the morning was for physical training, and the Titan Giant Ape released the gravity control field. But when Chu Ye released the Titan Giant Ape soul, Giyu frowned. Isn't this guy the Titan Giant Ape in the Xingdou Great Forest? How could it be? Giyu was very shocked. Before the Silver Dragon King Yuena transformed, she had been sleeping in the Xingdou Great Forest to recuperate, but she would occasionally wake up during this period. She naturally knew that after the group of powerful beasts of Emparatian fell asleep collectively. Xingdou Great Forest now has 2 rising stars, the Azure Bull Python and the Titan Giant Ape, 200,000-year soul beasts, occupying the Lake of Life, and are the current soul beast overlords. But Yuena didn't pay much attention to them, and didn't know that Da Meng and Erming had been hunted and became the souls of Qian Renxue and Chu Ye. Captain, what is it? Giyu asked seriously. You mean it? Chu Ye smiled in his heart and explained, 100,000-year-old soul beast, Titan Giant Ape. I used a special way to absorb soul rings to make Titan Giant Ape my 5th soul ring, and it became a soul spirit, coexisting with me. Chu Ye then explained in detail about the soul spirit. If it was someone else, he would not have explained so much, but Giyu was different. She could be the co-master of soul beasts. The beast god, the golden-eyed Black Dragon King Daitian, all had to respectfully call him the master. Chu Ye thought it was necessary to let her know more about the person represented by the soul beast. Chapter 162 Breakthrough Level 60, The Inheritance of the Divine Throne comes. So that's how it is. Can it be done this way? After listening to Chu Ye's explanation, Giyu was very surprised. This was the first time Giyu had seen a way to keep soul beasts alive in this way and obtain soul rings. Perhaps, for them, this is the best result, right? Giyu muttered in her heart. Giyu was very clear about the current situation of soul beasts. In the continent ruled by humans, the soul beasts were actually lambs to be slaughtered. When the group of powerful beasts headed by Emparatian still ruled the Xingdou Great Forest, it was okay at the time. The soul beasts were still powerful and humans did not dare to provoke them easily. Now the soul beasts are weak. After entering human society and understanding it, Yu also understood that there are many strong people in the human race, especially the Wihun Hall where she is now, which is particularly strong. The human race will only become stronger and stronger, and the soul beast will become more and more disadvantaged. Even a soul beast of 100,000 years is in a very bad situation. Therefore, it would be better to become Chu Ye's soul than to be killed by other human strongmen. In the next few days of training, Yu also saw that Da Ming, Ming, and Chu Ye Qian Renxue got along well. They didn't use them like slaves and trample them. They were more like close partners of Chu Ye and Qian Renxue, coexisting peacefully and friendly. Time passed quickly. The training was like a devilish training for the disciples. They worked from morning to night every day and were exhausted when they went home. However, everyone felt that their strength was obviously improving. This was the motivation for them to persist. Yu also fully integrated into this group and gradually became closer to everyone. 2 months later, Chu Ye, who was originally expected to break through to level 60 within a month, delayed a lot of progress because of the training for the Soul Master competition, but finally broke through to level 60 in just 2 months. At this moment, Chu Ye, who was sitting cross-legged, suddenly exploded, and a strong soul power wave rushed out. Then a large amount of soul power began to gather in his body, directly breaking through the bottleneck. He slowly opened his eyes, and his soul power at this moment finally reached level 60. Entering the Soul Emperor realm. 17-year-old Soul Emperor. The record of the youngest Soul Emperor in the entire continent has been refreshed again. Come on. The god that belongs to me. Chu Ye's eyes have already flashed with great expectation and excitement. Because level 60 will be the time for him to obtain the god and the throne. This day, he has been looking forward to for a long time. This day has finally come. At this time, the familiar voice in Chu Ye's mind sounded again. It has been checked that your soul power has reached level 60, task 6 has been completed, and the reward is the inheritance of the god, the level of the Super God King, the throne of the Super God King, and the secret realm of the god has been opened. You can enter the secret realm of the god any time and anywhere in a non-combat situation. You didn't tell me what the throne is. It seems that this is to let me go to the secret realm and explore it myself. Chu Ye's expression was excited, and he was excited and full of the desire to explore. A smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Ha, it doesn't matter, then I will personally explore this secret realm of the inheritance of the Super God King. The secret realm is not unfamiliar. Generally, there are 2 types of godhood inheritance. One is that the current god leaves a godhood inheritance site somewhere, and the younger generation can come here to accept the god's assessment. See if there is a chance to get the 9 god level tests, such as the Sea God Island of the Sea God and the Killing City of the Sure God. This kind of godhood inheritance site has the guidance of gods to a certain extent, and the assessment content may be inconsistent. The gods can specify the assessment content for the inheritors of the godhood. Another kind is the special secret space left by the fallen gods, or the gods who have left the god realm, the gods, and the godhood before finding an heir. This secret space is not open to the public, and there is no ordinary god assessment. Those who find the secret space can only complete the 9 god level assessment contents that have been set in the secret space. Complete the inheritance of the godhood, but fail to complete it. This kind of inheritance is not guided by gods, the assessment content is consistent, and there is no god to specially formulate the assessment according to the situation of the inheritor. Whatever assessment content is set at the beginning is what it is, for example, the Raksha secret realm of the Raksha god. At present, the Raksha godhood is vacant. As for where the first generation of Rakshasa god went and where he is now, there are 2 versions. One is that he has already left the Douluo god realm. Another version is that the first generation of Rakshasa god has been killed by Sure God. The secret realm of the godhood that Chu Ye has obtained now belongs to this category. There is no god to guide, and the rules and test content of the secret realm god test have been established. Zwaya, before I come back, everyone's training will be in your charge. Okay, go ahead, leave it to me. Qian Renxue smiled warmly. Come on, give me a kiss. After entrusting the matter, Chu Ye kissed Qian Renxue and left alone. Breaking through to level 60, not only did he obtain the inheritance of the godhood, but it also meant that he could absorb the 6th soul ring. And his 6th soul ring has long been determined, which is the 100,000-year-old soft-bone rabbit, Shower. Now it's time to take people to capture it. However, before that, he has to enter the secret realm of the inheritance of the godhood to find out. At this moment, Chu Ye returned to his residence alone. After he adjusted himself to the best state, he entered the secret realm of the inheritance of the throne of God. Chu Ye had no idea about the situation in the secret realm. This was not the inheritance of the throne of God that he had known before. Whether there was danger in the secret realm before the 9 tests, it was hard to say. Therefore, Chu Ye had to adjust himself to the best state to face the risks in the secret realm. Chu Ye took a deep breath. Everything was ready. And he already knew how to open the secret realm of the inheritance of the throne of God. He just needed to activate the power that had just been given to him. Come on. Chu Ye no longer hesitated. The next second, a strange energy emanated from his body. The space in the whole room seemed to begin to distort, and a space portal like a vortex appeared in front of him. This was the entrance to the secret realm. Chu Ye stepped into the secret realm step by step with expectation and trepidation. The next second, Chu Ye's figure disappeared completely. The distorted portal also disappeared in an instant, and everything returned to calm. And Chu Ye had arrived in the secret space. This is an independent space, without sunlight, nor darkness, no moon, no sun, only countless stars, lighting up the faint light, making this space barely able to see a clearer view. The surroundings are barren. In addition to hard loess and stones, there are all kinds of strangely shaped debris and bones. Chapter 163. God King Level, Godly Inheritance Secret Realm Space. These remains were in strange shapes. Although Chu Ye couldn't tell what kind of animal bones they were, at least one thing was certain. They were definitely not human bones. This place was like a cemetery where countless animal creatures had died after falling. What kind of god's position would it be? Chu Ye became more and more expectant. He observed his surroundings vigilantly, his heart full of desire to explore. Everything around him was too quiet, so quiet that he felt a little creepy, and vaguely had a bad premonition. He walked forward slowly and released his mental power to explore the surroundings. Soon, Chu Ye saw a space portal again in this secret space. The space portal was at the end of this space. Chu Ye had a hunch that as long as he entered that space portal, he would know what the inherited god's position was, and his god level 9 tests would also descend there. So he continued to look and walk. But before Chu Ye's footsteps had advanced 100 meters, something suddenly changed around him, and he stopped and looked around. Those bones, those debris, seemed to have life, and began to shake slowly. A large number of fragmented bones were spliced together at a rapid speed, forming countless creatures with only bones. They seemed to be endowed with life, standing up and swinging their bodies. They made sounds of asterisk, 3/4, and all stared at Chu Ye. There were all kinds of white-boned beasts, looking over. There were lions, tigers, wolves, and bears, adding up to nearly 100. They gradually gained consciousness, but it seemed that they had only one thought, that is, to attack the human who broke in here. Chu Ye. Roar. Hundreds of beasts with only bones roared, without giving you room to think, and rushed over collectively. Chu Ye's expression was cold and elegant. Without a word, he decisively released the sword of gods and demons and attacked directly. He knew that this should not belong to the content of the 9 tests, but was just a test and test before the assessment. If you can't even pass the test, then you naturally don't qualify for the 9 tests of the god level. Sword of gods and demons. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Bang, bang, bang. Chu Ye released dozens of sword ki in an instant, bombarding these white bone beasts. What? There is no damage. Chu Ye frowned. His sword ki only knocked down the white-boned beasts, but did not cause any actual damage to them. First soul skill, God and Demon double slash. Light slash. Dark slash. Stop, bang. Even dark slash doesn't work. Their defensor is so strong. Their bones are so hard. What kind of beasts were they when they were alive? Chu Ye was secretly surprised. Light and dark fusion slash. Stop. Bang, boom, boom. Finally, Chu Ye successfully cut off the bones of several white-boned beasts, but those few were immediately spliced together. Can't be killed. Chu Ye's face condensed. At this time, the white-boned beasts almost rushed in front of him. Divine light sword rain. Ha! Bang, bang, bang. Chu Ye began to fight fiercely with these white-boned beasts. He was surrounded by hundreds of beasts and chopped wildly. But no matter how strong his fighting power was, he couldn't withstand the siege of hundreds of bone beasts. Angel 6 swordsmanship, divine light breaking sky slash. Bang, bang, bang. Chu Ye cut a bloody path with his sword and broke through the siege. The third 10,000-year soul ring appeared under his feet. God and Demon 36 consecutive slashes. Bang, bang, bang. The first slash, the second slash, the third slash. The 10th slash. The 20th slash. The 30th slash. The 36th slash. Ha! Chu Ye roared, and the last slash fell horribly. Bang. Boom, boom, boom. Hundreds of bone beasts were collectively slashed within the range of Chu Ye's continuous slash. Most of these beasts had their bones cut off, and some were chopped to pieces. But except for those that were chopped to pieces and did not stand up again, the others that were chopped into two sections or several pieces recovered again and stood up again. It's really hard to deal with them. They are like cockroaches that can't be killed. As long as they are not damaged too much, they will recover again. Moreover, they don't feel pain. Chu Ye frowned. After a battle, Chu Ye has understood the characteristics of these white bone beasts. They have strong defense, average attack power, fast and slow speeds, and have extremely strong regeneration ability. They are difficult to defeat. Overall, each of them is as strong as a Soul Master at the level of Soul Emperor. It is almost difficult to kill one alone if you are not a Soul Saint. Then, 6th Soul Skill. A circle of red 100,000-year soul rings appeared under his feet. Chu Ye squatted down and quickly accumulated power. Titan Sword. Get out. Hut. Bang boom boom. With one blow, more than half of the white bone beasts were shattered. Guangxin. It's the sun. Chu Ye decisively transformed into Guangxin form, and the sword of gods and demons in his hand also changed into the sword of light. Glorious blade. Breakthrough blade of light. Zoom light slash. Light wind continuous slash. Boom boom boom. Hoo. After Chu Ye turned into a light letter, the light attribute light blade was crazy, and all the white bone beasts finally fell down in the midst of the crazy slashing. Chu Ye was also exhausted and panting on the spot. His physical strength and soul power were greatly consumed. He wanted to rest on the spot for a while. But at this moment, in front of him, near the space portal, a large amount of debris gathered and condensed into this giant dragon, a huge bone dragon, which exuded a terrible breath. It flapped its bone wings and hovered in the sky, roaring with a dragon's roar. Roar. The dragon's roar seemed to resound throughout the entire secret space. Dragon is the super god king position in this secret space related to the dragon clan. Could it be Chu Ye seemed to have a premonition of something, but he was not sure in his heart. Without giving Chu Ye time to think more, the giant dragon had already attacked. Its flapping dragon bone wings were very fast. Judging from its momentum and breath alone, its strength was far superior to the group of white bone beasts just now. Roar. A ball of light suddenly shot out from the mouth of the bone dragon. Chu Ye did a backflip to avoid it. Bang. The dragon's light blasted the ground, and a huge pit was created on the hard yellow earth on the spot. What a terrible power. Chu Ye took a look and was a little frightened. Dragon god wings. Chu Ye re-released the external soul bone, and a pair of dragon wings grew on his back, flying towards the bone dragon. The two sides approached each other in the air at a very fast speed. Angel 6 Divine Sword Technique, the third sword. Angel Piercing Cloud Sword. One man and one dragon, facing off in the air. Bang. Boom boom boom. Chu Ye and the bone dragon fought fiercely in the air, fighting fiercely and confronting each other in the air. Bang. Aga. Huh. Bang. Under the dragon's power, Chu Ye was hit by the bone dragon and fell from the sky to the ground. His body smashed directly on the ground. Chapter 164. Go to Soto City and hunt the 100,000-year soul beast, the soft bone rabbit. Chu Ye suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood, his face ugly. Damn it. The battle with a group of white bone beasts just now consumed too much energy, and now I am no match for this bone dragon. Even if I didn't work before, I might not be able to defeat it in my prime. The strength of the bone dragon has undoubtedly reached the level of titled Douluo, and is even stronger than Snakespear Douluo. It not only has the same powerful defense and regeneration ability as the previous white bone beasts. Its strength and speed are several levels stronger, and it also masters the dragon's light. This powerful skill is equivalent to a titled Douluo at level 94 to 95. Chu Ye, who has already consumed a lot of energy, can't fight this bone dragon at all. There is no way, I can only leave here temporarily. Roar. The bone dragon roared and attacked again, and its body fell at a high speed, and its dragon claws hit Chu Ye on the ground. It doesn't look like it will show mercy. If you don't hide, you'll die. Come out. The titan giant ape rushed out and took the initiative to resist the bone dragon. Chu Ye did not dare to delay and immediately summoned the space portal to leave the secret realm. When the bone dragon repelled the titan ape and attacked, Chu Ye instantly took Yerming out of the secret realm space. The next second, he returned to his room. Chu Ye breathed a sigh of relief. This trip can be said to be very thrilling. If he could not leave instantly like this, he might be trapped in it today. The position of the Super God King is really not easy. Even the test before the God test is so difficult, so how terrible will the subsequent 9 tests of the God level be? The difficulty of the 9 tests of the Super God King's position inheritance must be very high. The first level God he knew, in the 9 tests of the Sea God, only faced the strong men of the titled Douluo level during the 5th test. Although it was within the specified few days, 5 strong men of the titled Douluo level were defeated. But it was 5, in fact. In this process, 4 of them had consumed a huge amount of state because they had fought with other examinees who participated in the Sea God test. The only one who was not consumed, to be honest, was quite lenient, or to be more precise, he was lenient. Chu Ye's Super God King position is only a qualification test before the 9 tests, and he has to face the titled Douluo at the strength of level 94 or 95. He can't imagine how difficult it will be if he really faces the 9 tests of the God level. Although it is very difficult, Chu Ye's face also showed a bit of excitement, because the higher the difficulty, the more terrifying the God position he will eventually have, and the more terrifying the power will be. Chu Ye calmed down his excitement. There is one thing he wants to confirm in the secret realm. He entered the secret realm of the inheritance of the God position again. Sure enough, as he expected, everything seemed to have never happened. The first level was still facing those hundreds of white bone beasts. In other words, no matter how many times he knocked down these white bone beasts, as long as he didn't defeat the bone dragon, he would face it again every time he came in. It seems that I can't take the 9 tests of the God level in a short time. Chu Ye sighed in his heart. His current strength is not enough to defeat the huge bone dragon after defeating 100 white bone beasts. Therefore, he must have enough strength to truly take the 9 tests of the God level. Get stronger, and continue to get stronger. That's it for now, let's get the 6th soul ring first. Chu Ye withdrew his thoughts, temporarily put aside the matter of the inheritance of the God position, sat cross-legged on the sofa to rest, and after recovering for a while, he went to find Bai Bai Dong. It was time for him to go to Shriek Academy to absorb the 6th soul ring. A moment later, he came to the hall and found Bai Bai Dong, and said bluntly, "Teacher, we can set off." In fact, a few days ago, he had already told Bai Bai Dong about Xiao. He told her that near Soto City, in a Soul Master Academy called Shriek Academy, there was a soul beast that had transformed into a human form for 100,000 years, the soft-bone rabbit. Bai Bai Dong was not unfamiliar with it after hearing it, because one of her soul rings was Xiao's mother. When she went to the Xingdou Great Forest to capture Xiao's mother, Xiao was there. But Xiao escaped, so Bai Bai Dong knew that there was a 100,000-year-old soft-bone rabbit that mixed into the human world, but she didn't know where it was. Since she already had a 100,000-year-old soft-bone rabbit soul ring, Bai Bai Dong was not very eager to get another one. She preferred the sea soul beast that Chu Ye mentioned, the evil killer whale king. So, when she heard that Chu Ye had found the soft-bone rabbit and planned to use it as the 6th soul ring, Bai Bai Dong agreed without hesitation and decided to take the initiative to accompany him. "Okay, you gather the people and we can set off." Bai Bai Dong nodded and slowly stood up from the Pope's chair. "Okay, teacher." Then, Chu Ye summoned Chrysanthemum Douluo, Ghost Douluo, and Snake Spear Douluo, 3 titled Douluos to accompany him. It was naturally easy to capture Xiao, but next to Xiao, there was also Tang San, and Tang San was protected by Tang Adao behind him. Moreover, Bai Bai Dong's words actually wanted to hide her strength. She didn't want to expose her own strength so quickly. If she could avoid taking action, Bai Bai Dong would try not to take action. Therefore, Chu Ye needed the blessing of the other 3 titled Douluos. "Let's go." "Yes. Your Holiness." At this moment, the personnel have been assembled. Bai Bai Dong, Chu Ye, Snake Spear Douluo, Chrysanthemum Douluo, Ghost Douluo, all 5 of them are titled Douluo level combat power. Everyone took 2 carriages, one for Bai Bai Dong and Chu Ye, and one for Snake Spear, Chrysanthemum, and Ghost, and headed directly to Soto City. According to the information Chu Ye had gathered, Tang San, Xiao, Daimu Bai, Zhu King, Ma Hongjin, 9 Rong, and Oscar are currently preparing for the Soul Master competition. Basically, they stay in the Soul Arena of Soto City every day to play games. Chu Ye has a plan that can easily take down Xiao before Tang Adao can react. If Tang San can kill her, he can also kill her at the same time. Teacher, after arriving at Soto City, I will hide my identity and appearance, find the soft-bone rabbit in the form of participating in the fighting spirit competition, and then pull it into the evil god space, and finally absorb the soul ring of the soul beast. You just need to hide in the dark and wait for me to absorb it before appearing. Chu Ye said. This is the simplest and easiest way. If we kill and catch it openly, it is not impossible for Tang Ao to take Tang San and Xiao away at the first time, and there is a failure rate. In addition, with the existence of Yu Xiaogan, there is nothing to say. Bai Bai Dong still has old feelings for Yu Xiaogan, and at the time, there may be some accidents. But one day, Chu Ye will let Bai Bai Dong see the ugly face of Yu Xiaogan's heart. That's very good. After you absorb the soul ring of the soft-bone rabbit, everything will be a foregone conclusion. Bai Bai Dong nodded. Chapter 165 Taking Bai Bai Dong to a hotel. Yes, teacher. Okay, let's do it. Bai Bai Dong said. The master and the apprentice sat in the carriage, enjoying the scenery along the way and communicating. On the way, they stopped and walked, passing through several towns and cities, but they did not stay for too long. They just bought some food and other supplies needed on the way, and then set off again immediately. Because Bai Bai Dong didn't seem to like to find a hotel to stay overnight or go to a restaurant in the outside city. Her life seemed to have no so-called life after becoming the Pope of the Spirit Hall. From the age of 6 to now, in Chu Ye's impression, Bai Bai Dong has been engaged in careers and has completely given up the so-called life. To be precise, she is refusing life. All day long, eating, sleeping, staying in the Pope's palace, except for going out for something, Chu Ye has never seen Bai Bai Dong go to the Spirit City to play, relax, and have fun. It is even rare that she has left the Spirit City. If she goes out, it is also the purpose and something, such as helping Chu Ye go to the Stardew Great Forest to hunt soul beasts. She stays away from life and refuses to live. How can such a thought not be extreme? How can she not be disgusted with the world? In addition, Bai Bai Dong was filled with hatred in her heart. She was affected by hatred and lost her true self. Chu Ye knew very well what kind of woman Bai Bai Dong used to be. Innocent, simple, kind and lovely. Now her character has changed drastically. The main reason is that she was forced into a secret room by Qian Renxue, and the second is because of Yu Xiaogan. Bai Bai Dong took the initiative to break up with Yu Xiaogan under the coercion of Qian Renxue, but Yu Xiaogan turned around and got together with Liu Long. When she was suffering from the pain of being in the secret room, the man she liked immediately went out with another woman, being affectionate and sweet. Under the double influence, people's mentality will be greatly affected or distorted. As Bai Bai Dong's disciple, Chu Ye was treated sincerely by Bai Bai Dong. Chu Ye would not persuade her to let go of her hatred. Don't persuade others to be good without experiencing their suffering. But he hopes that Bai Bai Dong can be herself properly, experience properly, and enjoy life. Teacher, we are just ahead of Tianxin City. It will be dark soon when we get there. Why don't we rest in Tianxin City tonight? It's quite depressing to be in the carriage these days. Chu Ye suggested. There is no need for that. After Tianxin City, the next stop is Soto City. Bai Bai Dong glanced at Chu Ye and said, besides, you, kid, sometimes you lock yourself up for several days when you practice. I've never seen you depressed. You're depressed just by sitting in the carriage for a few days. Do you think the teacher will believe it? Chu Ye smiled awkwardly. Oh, I still can't fool the teacher. In fact, I think that in all these years, you have never accompanied me to play outside once. This time, you can just accompany your disciple. This indeed, she and Chu Ye have been master and apprentice for more than 10 years, and they have basically been together in practice, and rarely accompanied each other in life. This is where she owes Chu Ye as a teacher. Bai Bai Dong sighed in her heart. Although she was a little reluctant, she hesitated for a few seconds and finally agreed. Okay, rest in Tianxin City tonight. The teacher will accompany you to play in Tianxin City. Okay, teacher, this is what you said. Chu Ye smiled. So the carriage started to drive directly to Tianxin City. After arriving in Tianxin City, Chu Ye and Bai Bai Dong found a most upscale hotel to book a room. Hello, open 2 single rooms for me. Chu Ye took Bai Bai Dong to the hotel front desk. The male receptionist said embarrassedly, sorry, sir, our store has no single rooms tonight, and there is a twin room. What do you think? Is there only a twin room? Then let's change one. Chu Ye said. No need, just this twin room. Bai Bai Dong was too lazy to look for it again. There is nothing wrong with sleeping in a room and a bed for each person. It is no different from lying in a carriage and sleeping. Bai Bai Dong said so Chu Ye naturally had no objection. Well, then, we'll take this twin room. This kid is so lucky. He can be with such a beautiful mature woman at such a young age. The male receptionist exclaimed in his heart. As early as when they came in, the male receptionist noticed Bai Bai Dong. That face, that figure, that mature woman's extreme temptation and charm, is simply the best in the world. He has never seen such a charming, such a top woman in his life. And a man and a woman come to the hotel to book a room, anyone would think of indecent things, plus the same room, tut tut tut. The male receptionist nodded. Okay, please wait. After a while, the room was checked in, and Chu Ye and Bai Bai Dong got the room card, and they left the hotel first. Chu Ye smiled and said, "Teacher, you promised yourself to accompany me to have fun today, so the next itinerary will be arranged by me." Okay. Bai Bai Dong smiled helplessly. "Teacher, let's find a place to eat first." Okay. The two of them went to a nice restaurant nearby. After eating, they went to the night market, the busy streets, some snacks, and performances. Then they went to the nearby scenic spots to see the scenery. Basically, in the Douluo world, with women, there are only these things to play with. "Teacher, this kind of pastry is very good. It is called thousand-layer cake. It is basically sold everywhere in the Tiando Empire. It is very good. Zwe also likes it. Do you want to try some?" In the night market, Chu Ye saw a roadside pastry shop, so he pointed and said to Bai Bai Dong, "Qian Renxue likes to eat this." Bai Bai Dong asked. As a mother, she didn't know what her daughter liked and what she wanted to eat. "Well, usually when we go out and meet, we will buy some." "Really? If you want to eat it, you go buy it." "I don't want it." Bai Bai Dong refused. Chu Ye smiled in his heart, ran over, and bought one for Bai Bai Dong. "Teacher, try it, it's not bad." Okay. Bai Bai Dong took the thousand-layer cake, slightly opened her red lips, took a bite, and her eyes changed slightly. Chu Ye knew at a glance that she must like it very much. "Teacher, what do you say?" "It's really good." Bai Bai Dong was a little surprised and praised. "Teacher, in fact, there are many things that you just don't want to try. Once you try, you will find that many things are actually worth doing occasionally." Chu Ye said with a double meaning. After tasting this bite, Bai Bai Dong seemed to have opened a desire for street snacks. She began to follow Chu Ye in the night market to buy, and eat. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novel, as there you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 166. Arriving at Soto City, Daimyo Bai is caught cheating by Juju King. Bai Bai Dong gradually began to open up, from the initial restraint, gradually became relaxed. She became more like an ordinary woman, truly enjoying this period of leisure and entertainment outside. Looking at Bai Bai Dong holding snacks in her hands, the expression on her face, and the relaxed mentality of the whole person, this is too different from the high-ranking Pope Bai Bai Dong that Chu Ye had seen in the past. She had never seen Bai Bai Dong like this before. She was strangely moving. After visiting the night market and watching the street performances, the two end to the most famous attraction in Tiangxin City, Sakura Mountain. This is a mountain full of cherry blossoms. The cherry blossoms are beautiful. Thousands of cherry blossom trees are scattered throughout the mountain, like a fairyland. The two walked in the cherry blossom mountain. The beautiful pictures and scenes always make people feel happy. With the relaxation of this day, Bai Bai Dong's inner haze seemed to fade a little. How long has it been since she was trapped in Qian Sungji's secret room? She hasn't enjoyed life, entertainment, play, and been happy like today for a long time. How long has it been since she was relaxed and happy like today? The darkness and hatred in her heart seemed to have weakened a little on this day, and her thoughts seemed to have changed a little. At this time, 3 single hooligans suddenly came forward. When they saw Bai Bai Dong's face, they all widened their eyes. "Hey, look at the woman in front. Fuck. This woman is top-notch." The 3 hooligans were all shocked. They stared at Bai Bai Dong with a squinting face, and whistled at Bai Bai Dong as they walked over. They looked like they were teasing. Bai Bai Dong was in a good mood today and ignored them. If it were any other time, these 3 people would have been killed long ago. But one of them, when passing by, actually wanted to reach out and touch Bai Bai Dong's butt. If you dare to touch her, you can't have this hand anymore. Chu Ye had already noticed the other party's actions, and his cold voice sounded in advance. TSK. The man glanced at him with disdain, and didn't persuade him. But before he could continue to reach out his hand, a sword energy instantly attacked. Puff. The whole arm was cut off on the spot. Ah! My hand. My hand. The man screamed loudly. He looked at Chu Ye, who was full of murderous intent, with a face full of fear. He didn't expect Chu Ye to really dare to do it, and he didn't even know how to do it. This immediately made the three people feel extremely terrified. Get out. Go. Go. The three gangsters hurriedly fled. Bai Bai Dong smiled faintly. Chu Ye, you're really a boy who can give girls a sense of security, really. Yeah. Bai Bai Dong sighed very much, and suddenly she envied Qian Renxue, because the boy she liked was very strong. Chu Ye could protect her, and the man she, Bai Bai Dong, had liked before was very useless. When he encountered danger, he never enjoyed the feeling of being protected. Even if a woman doesn't want to be protected and cared for by the man she likes. Bai Bai Dong also longed for it. Okay, it's almost time, let's go back to the hotel. Yeah, okay. The two left Sakura Mountain and returned to the hotel room. Teacher, do you want to take a shower first or should I? Chu Ye said. I feel very uncomfortable because of the stickiness on my body. I'll go first. Okay. The sound of Bai Bai Dong taking a shower soon came from the bathroom, and soon, Bai Bai Dong came out after taking a shower. She changed into a wine-red pajamas dress, which was tightly attached to her body, showing her perfect figure. The graceful posture, the slightly rising and fallen chest, and the pair of exposed, delicate and slender white legs can make countless men intoxicated. It can also be clearly felt that she is not wearing underwear. Bai Bai Dong doesn't like to wear underwear when she sleeps. The whole room seemed to be filled with a charming fragrance after Bai Bai Dong came out. Chu Ye didn't dare to look at it anymore. He went into the bathroom to take a shower and lay on the bed. The master and apprentice just lay quietly on their respective beds and did nothing. The next day, early in the morning, the five people gathered again and went to Soto City. Half a day later, they finally arrived. According to the original plan, Bai Bai Dong and the others didn't need to show up first. Chu Ye entered the Soto Soul Arena as an individual. But on the way, Chu Ye unexpectedly met two familiar faces, Douluo Dalu and Zhu King. Oh? It's them. Chu Ye stopped. At this moment, Douluo Dalu looked like a guilty thief, looking around, afraid of being seen. He stopped in front of a hotel. A sexy and charming woman ran out of the hotel and hugged Douluo Dalu's neck. Mr. Dai, you are finally here. I have been waiting for you for a long time. Why did you come out? Didn't I ask you to wait for me in the room? Douluo Dalu's face was not very good, and his tone was a little unhappy, and then he quickly pulled the woman into the hotel. Damn. This bastard. Zhu King was in a corner not far away, watching this scene, clenching her fists tightly, with angry eyes. Whether it was Douluo Dalu or Zhu King's actions, everything fell in front of Chu Ye. He shook his head speechlessly and smiled. Ha ha, this scumbag is really stubborn. Zhu King has come to Shriek Academy, but he still dares to go out and play with girls. And this Zhu King, her fiancé, is messing around outside, but she can still accept this kind of man. Douluo Dalu has long been known as a playboy. He has played with women outside, and I remember that he even took 2 women at a time. Douluo Dalu is obviously a person with strong thoughts in that aspect, otherwise he would not take 2 girls at a time and play so much. It's just that Chu Ye originally thought that after Zhu King came to Shriek Academy, Douluo Dalu might have turned over a new leaf, but he didn't expect that, but he didn't know it. In fact, before Zhu King officially forgave Douluo Dalu did occasionally get addicted and would sneak out and cheat. However, what Chu Ye didn't know was that according to the development of the original story, Zhu King had never caught Douluo Dalu doing all kinds of indecent things with other women outside. This scene should not have happened, because of Chu Ye's existence, and what he did, although it did not directly affect the life trajectory of Douluo Dalu and Zhu King. But it also formed a chain reaction invisibly, and the butterflies responded, resulting in Zhu King catching Douluo Dalu with her own eyes today. Hilly. Chu Ye shook his head again, did not interfere in their affairs, and did not show up, moving his feet and leaving silently. As for what will happen between Douluo Dalu and Zhu King after being caught, it has nothing to do with him. After a long time, Chu Ye changed into a set of clothes that he would not normally wear, and put on a black mask on his face, completely covering his facial features. Chapter 167. Entering the soul fighting arena, Chu Ye vs. Xiao. Chu Ye slowly stepped into the Soto City soul fighting arena. In a place like the soul fighting arena, especially for soul masters participating in the soul fighting competition, it is easy to offend someone because of the competition on the stage. Therefore, there are many people in disguise in such places. Chu Ye's appearance like this will not attract anyone's attention. It is still early now, and he quietly found a place to wait. About an hour later, the people from Shriek Academy finally arrived. The team lead of Land, Yu Xiaogan, and the students were as expected: Tang San, Xiao, Daimu Bai, Zhu King, Ma Hongjin, Oscar, 9 Rong, 7 people. This group of people even walked in front of Chu Ye. The Shriek 7 Devils are really a group of people who are both familiar and unfamiliar. Chu Ye looked at them silently on the sofa not far away. 9 Rong is needless to say. When Chu Ye and Qian Renxue were guests at the Seven Treasures Glazed Sect, they knew this girl and were taught a lesson by Chu Ye several times. When they finally left, Douluo ran out for the girl, wanting to teach Chu Ye a lesson for 9 Rong, but he failed to teach Chu Ye a lesson and was chased away by Jingmo and Qian Jun. As for the other people, Ma Hongjin and Oscar, although it was the first time they met, as the protagonists of this world, how could Chu Ye not be familiar with them? And now, in order to prepare for the Soul Master competition, they basically stay in the soul fighting field every day to train their practical skills and combat experience. The soul fighting field is where soul masters compete, and it is also the only place where non-soul masters can watch soul masters fight. Here, the soul fighting competition is divided into 3 categories. One is a game competition, which is just a competition and cannot kill. The other is a life and death battle, where you can kill your opponent on the stage. The last one is a gambling fight, which is actually a kind of life and death fight, but with a bet. The winner can get the reward of the bet. There are also 3 forms of competition: 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and group battle. The soul masters who come here to compete will get a fighting soul badge at the beginning, which represents the level of the contestant's fighting soul. There are 8 levels in total, including Iron Badge, Bronze Badge, Silver Badge, Gold Badge, Purple Gold Badge, Sapphire Badge, Ruby Badge, and Diamond Badge. Generally speaking, in each game, people with the same badge level and soul masters with the same number of soul rings will be arranged for both sides to show fairness. Unless there are really no people with the same level and badge, they will discuss with the contestants whether to fight or not. Therefore, according to the setting of the fighting soul field, it is basically impossible for Chu Ye to compete with Xiao on the same stage, because he is already a 5-ring 60-level soul master, and Xiao is only a 3-ring soul master. But Chu Ye had already prepared before coming. The fighting soul field in various parts of the mainland, the fighting soul badge level system is universal. There is naturally a fighting soul field in Wuhan City. In the fighting soul field of Wuhan City, he only needs to use a little trick to have a bronze fighting soul badge of the same level as Xiao at present, and hide his strength as a 3-ring soul master. When you come to the soul fighting arena in Soto City, you just need to give your badge to the front desk to register. Others will not check what level of soul master you are, because the badge represents your identity, and Chu Ye is equivalent to getting a fake ID card. Moreover, there is no need to check, because as long as you go on the field, as soon as your martial spirit is activated, and as soon as you fight, your level of soul master will be exposed, and the game will outweigh the loss, and you will be caught immediately. Almost no one will do this. But for Chu Ye, to fight Xiao, who only has 3 rings, he doesn't need to activate his martial spirit, use soul skills, and even suppress his soul power fluctuations below the 4th ring, and he can easily beat Xiao. Therefore, before he uses the evil god space, it is difficult for anyone to discover his true level and strength. Chu Ye observed this group of Shriek Academy people, and suddenly found that Daimu Bai had 2 deep slat marks on his face. Daimu Bai also looked uneasy, and his eyes glanced at Zhu King's back from time to time. Oh? Chu Ye smiled with interest, as if he thought of something. Who will go first today? Ma Hongjin asked. Then I'll go first, Xiao said confidently with her hands on her waist, and then walked towards the registration desk alone. In their training in the fighting spirit arena, except for the auxiliary department personnel, other combat department personnel basically have to play 2 to 3 games a day: single battle, double battle, and team battle. In order to avoid fighting with their own people, they will register separately. After Xiao registered, she left with everyone. Chu Ye slowly stood up from the sofa and walked to the front desk. Soon, After a few minutes, the Fighting Spirit Arena sounded the announcement. Please invite contestant Xiao, contestant Qian, to the Fighting Spirit Arena to compete. It's so fast today. Xiao tilted her rabbit's head and was a little surprised. Usually you have to wait for nearly half an hour, sometimes as long as an hour, but in just a few minutes, someone came to participate. Isn't it better to hurry up, Xiao? Come on, we will go to the VIP viewing room to watch your game. Tang-san said with a smile. Okay, wait for the news of my victory. No matter what kind of opponent, they will be defeated by Xiao. Xiao clenched her small fists with confidence. Xiao, whose soul power has reached level 33, has almost no rivals in the competition among 3-ring soul masters. She has won several consecutive victories, so she is very confident in her strength. Tang-san and others are also confident in Xiao. Little did they know that Xiao's opponent today was very different. Soon, Tang-san and others had arrived at the VIP viewing room on the second floor, and Xiao was also walking towards the stage in the player channel. In the player channel on the other side, Chu Ye was wearing a black mask, expressionless, and steady steps. Bang! The entrance doors on both sides were pushed open. Chu Ye and Xiao appeared in everyone's sight at the same time, and then stepped onto the fighting stage step by step. As soon as Xiao appeared, there was a burst of intense cheers at the scene. Xiao! 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 Xiao has long been famous in the Soto City Soul Fighting Arena and is one of the popular players here. However, there was no cheering from Chu Ye, and many people were even confused. Hey, who is this Qian? I don't think I've ever seen this guy with a mask. A newcomer? You're stupid. How could a newcomer fight with Xiao, who already has a bronze soul badge? Then it's probably someone from another soul fighting arena who came here to play. Soon, the information of the two people appeared on the display. Qian, Soul Power level 38, Weapon Spirit, Sun and Moon Sword, Strong Attack Spirit Master. This is his disguised identity. Yo, this guy is not bad. He has reached level 38. Only level 38, there are several Soul Masters at level 39 who have lost to Xiao. Chapter 168 shocking the whole audience. Chu Ye throws Xiao to the ground. This guy is also here to accumulate points for Xiao. I just hope that he can hold on a little longer, and not be beaten down by Xiao again after just a few rounds of fighting. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. That's right. Xiao's previous few games were like this. The opponent was beaten down by Xiao before they had fought for a few rounds. I came to watch it specifically for Xiao, but the result was not satisfactory. The audience discussed it heatedly, and they were full of confidence in Xiao's strength. Now there are also many crazy fans. Chu Ye's mental power is so strong that he naturally heard all the words of communication. He smiled and didn't care too much. Please prepare both players, the game is about to begin. Xiao decisively released his martial soul, and the soul rings under his feet emerged one after another, yellow, and purple. However, Chu Ye did not release his martial soul, but just pulled out a long sword from his waist, which had been prepared long ago. This was also a sword forged by himself, and its grade was second only to Qian Renxue's Qian sword. Hey! You are too much of an underestimator, are you? You are fighting me, and you dare not release your martial spirit? Xiao said very conceitedly, with one hand on her waist and the other pointing at Chu Ye. Ever since she became famous, few people dared to look down on her like this. Ha ha ha. Another guy who judges people by appearance and despises Xiao. Interesting, I'm already looking forward to him being full of confidence and then being beaten up by Xiao. Ha ha, me too. The audience couldn't help but laugh. Tang-san and Ma Hongjun also sneered. A bunch of idiots. Chu Ye shook his head. This group of people, including Tang-san's group and Xiao in front of him, have not realized the seriousness of the problem. Today he is not here to fight in the soul fighting competition, but to hunt a 100,000-year soul beast, a soft-bone rabbit that has transformed and hidden in the human world. And this will also be Xiao's last soul fighting competition. Chu Ye smiled faintly, with a bit of greed in his eyes. In his eyes, Xiao is just a soul beast, no different from Deming and Derming. Come on, I don't need to use my martial soul to deal with you. So arrogant. I'll beat you to a pulp in a while. Xiao puffed up her face and was a little angry. The next second, she rushed over quickly. Chu Ye looked indifferent. He raised the sword in his hand and waved it a few times. Swish, swish, swish. Several terrifying sword auras shot out. What? Xiao's face changed, and she dodged in a hurry. The terrifying sword energy hit the ground, and the power it caused shocked everyone. What a strong power. What kind of move is that? A soul skill? He clearly didn't use his soul ring. Is it a self-created soul skill? No, he didn't use his martial soul, and he didn't have any soul power fluctuations just now. This scene directly caused the audience to exclaim, and also make Tang San and others frown, a little puzzled. It's sword intent. Nine Rong Rong's voice sounded. Sword intent? Everyone looked at Nine Rong Rong. Nine Rong Rong nodded, and explained with a serious face. Yes, our 7 treasures glazed tile set has a powerful sword master. He is my sword grandfather, so I know something. Sword intent is divided into several realms. Sword grandfather said that when sword intent reaches the intermediate sword intent level, you can use sword energy to attack. He looks only a few years older than us. He can use such sword intent. He is definitely a sword genius. Kendo genius? Flint nodded. Rong Rong is right, this young man is a Kendo genius, and he is even outstanding in his understanding of Kendo. Nine Rong Rong added. Well, I have only seen one Kendo genius like him before. Nine Rong Rong couldn't help but recall the time when Chu Ye was a guest at the 7 treasures glazed tile sect. The time was simply her nightmare, as she was bullied by Chu Ye. However, it was also because of that time with Chu Ye that Nine Rong Rong's personality has become much better now, and she is not so self-centered and arrogant. But even though he is a Kendo genius, if this young man does not use his martial spirit, he is no match for Xiao. Flint analyzed. Back on the competition stage, Xiao had already rushed in front of Chu Ye and kicked him. Bang! Chu Ye blocked it casually, but Xiao had already started the next move. Xiao is a strong attack spirit master, but she has a speed that is not inferior to that of agile attack spirit masters, and even has agility and flexibility that far exceeds that of ordinary agile attack spirit masters. Her fighting characteristics are close combat, crossing back and forth on others, very flexible, which she calls soft skills. It can be said that a spirit master of the same realm will almost certainly be kicked by Xiao with the waist bow once he is close to her, and Xiao, who has already mastered the teleportation skill, is a soul master. Being kicked by a waist bow and paired with teleportation, it can be said that a spirit master of the same level will have little room to fight back and will be kicked wildly. At this moment, Xiao was close to Chu Ye's body, flexibly changing positions and attacking him in front, behind, left, right, above and below. Chu Ye looked at Xiao with indifference, who was moving back and forth around him. Although her close combat was good, the gap was too big in front of a strong man like Chu Ye. Everything was under his control. Here it comes, here it comes. It's Xiao's waist go. Xiao is going to use the waist go. This kid is finished, he will definitely be kicked away by Xiao. The audience was now excited. Xiao's close combat soft skills, combined with her first soul skill, the waist bow, were her famous moves. Seeing this scene, the audience knew what Xiao was going to do, and could even imagine Chu Ye's miserable appearance when he was kicked down by Xiao's waist go. It's over, bye. Tang San, who was in the VIP viewing room on the 2nd floor, smiled and said confidently. But just when Xiao was about to find the right time to use her first soul skill, waist bow, Chu Ye's hand seemed to be able to predict Xiao's motives in advance. At that moment, contrary to everyone's expectations, he quickly grabbed Xiao's forehead and punched her hard. When Xiao's waist bow and feet kicked, a punch hit Xiao's stomach hard. Bang! Xiao was hit hard in the abdomen, and she was in great pain, with her eyes wide open. Before she could react, Chu Ye instantly grabbed Xiao's long whip, and then grabbed the whip, threw Xiao sideways over her shoulder, and threw her down from mid-air. Slammed hard on the ground. Bang! Xiao screamed loudly, extremely miserable, and lay on the ground in a mess. What? Fuck. He actually broke Xiao's waist bow, and how is it possible? The entire audience was stunned, staring at this scene in disbelief. Chapter 169. Evil God Space. Xiao has no way to escape. They had never seen Xiao, who was already close to them, being thrown to the ground like this. This scene was completely different from what they expected. How could it be, Xiao? Tang San, who had just said goodbye with a confident look on his face, was also dumbfounded. He couldn't believe that Xiao would be thrown to the ground like this. And this person showed no mercy at all, and simply smashed Xiao hard. Damn, you guy, don't you know how to be gentle with women? Xiao lay on the ground, her face pale, and it was difficult for her to get up for a while. Chu Ye looked down at Xiao on the ground with indifference, and then stepped on her back, making it impossible for Xiao to get up. His tone was calm and indifferent. Be gentle with women. In my eyes, you are just a cute rabbit. Damn it, this bastard, how dare he treat Xiao like this? Seeing this, Tang San's eyes suddenly burst into a strong murderous intent and anger. He wanted to kill someone. Chu Ye has already killed himself. After the game, Tang San will not let go of the man in the black mask. Chu Ye's words startled Xiao, and she looked at the cold man in the black mask with a panicked look. Rabbit. No way. He knows my identity. Although this sentence doesn't mean anything, and it is very likely that Xiao is overthinking, but for some reason, Xiao has a very bad premonition. Is that right? 100,000-year-old beast, a soft-bone rabbit. Chu Ye's next calm words made Xiao's eyes widen instantly, and her heart sank to the bottom on the spot. An inexplicable fear began to surge in her heart. He really knows his identity. He really knows his soul beast's transformation. He is well prepared. Before Xiao could react from the panic, Chu Ye had already activated the head soul bone skill. Evil God Space. A black twisted space appeared above the two. What's going on? This kind of soul power fluctuation. This guy is not a soul master. What? What does he want to do? No, Xiao is in danger. This scene shocked everyone at the scene. Some people instantly noticed the difference in Chu Ye, and Tang San also felt that something was wrong. No, Xiao's eyes were completely filled with fear, and she wanted to escape. It's too late. Chu Ye and Xiao's bodies began to be sucked into the distorted space at the same time. No. Xiao. Tang San smashed the large glass window on the second floor with a punch, rushed to the competition stage, and called out to Tang Yao for help. Dad. Are you there? Dad. Tang Yao did protect Tang San in secret, but it did not mean that he was watching and observing all the time. But with a lot of panic sounds at the scene, Tang Yao outside the fighting spirit field also noticed the movement and rushed over in time. But when Tang Yao arrived, Chu Ye and Xiao had already entered the evil god space, and no one could stop them at that moment. You. What do you want to do? At this moment, on the stage of the life and death arena in the evil god space, Xiao no longer had a cute look, but stared at Chu Ye with a fierce look, and her eyes were also panicked. What else can I do? Hunt soul beasts and absorb soul rings, but your ending will be a little different. Chu Ye said. Who are you? How do you know that I am a soul beast incarnation? Xiao questioned. Chu Ye took off his hat, grabbed the black mask on his face with one hand, pulled it off, and then threw it aside. His face appeared in front of Xiao. So it's you. So, when we met on the way to Huxing City, you already knew my identity. Seeing that it was Chu Ye, Xiao's heart sank. He knew very well that Chu Ye at the time could beat his third brother, Tang San. She couldn't be a match for this demon-like genius soul master. Earlier. What? Earlier? Xiao couldn't figure it out. The encounter in the carriage in Huxing City could be said to be their first meeting. How could it be earlier? She bit her teeth and said fiercely, no matter what, you want to absorb my spirit ring, it's impossible. I won't let you succeed. Then how are you going to do it? Self-destruct? A transformed spirit beast can't self-destruct, right? Chu Ye said in a cold tone, began to move his feet, and slowly walked towards Xiao. If you kill me, you're done. Third brother will definitely kill you. Third brother's father, Qian Renxue, is also nearby. As long as you leave this space, you're done. Xiao looked terrified, and threatened while stepping back. Stupid rabbit, do you think I'm here alone? No more nonsense, now, become part of my power, soft-bone rabbit. Chu Ye no longer hid his strength and rushed towards Xiao in an instant. Xiao quickly activated her third spirit skill, the teleportation skill, which can instantly transfer within 5 meters. With the teleportation, Xiao could barely hold on for a while, but it was just a meaningless struggle after all. No one could break in, and it was useless to delay time. Chu Ye approached Xiao in an instant and punched her in the face. Ah! Xiao's body slammed on the ground continuously, rolling 10 meters away. She stood up quickly with red eyes. Second soul skill, charm. This kind of attack has no effect on Chu Ye, who has strong mental power. The main point is that there is no place on Xiao's body that can attract Chu Ye. He came to Xiao again and punched her abdomen hard. Bang! Ah! Xiao screamed. Catch her. Yes. Master. The next second, the titan giant ape soul rushed out of Chu Ye's body and instantly pressed Xiao to the ground. Bang! Directly pressed one hand on Xiao's head and the other hand grabbed Xiao's 2 elbows. Erming, who is equivalent to a low-level title Douluo, has the power to weld Xiao to the ground, unable to move at all. Damn it. What is pressing on me? How could it rush out of that guy's body? Xiao was horrified. That moment was too fast. She didn't see Erming's appearance carefully, and she couldn't understand what was going on. But she felt that the existence pressing on her seemed familiar. Sister Xiao, I'm sorry. Erming said. Hearing Erming's voice and the other party calling her Sister Xiao, she finally knew, and said in disbelief. Erming. You. Are you Erming? Yes, Sister Xiao, my master is a soul now. I'm in a state similar to a soul, coexisting with the master. I'm a part of the master's power. Chapter 170 Absorbing Xiao's Soul Ring, Tangsan. Come on. Dad. Soul. What is going on? Xiao was confused. Soon, you'll know. Chu Ye's voice sounded, and then he said to Erming. Erming, remember, from now on. She is not your Xiao sister, but your Xiao sister. She will call you Erming brother, you are the elder brother, and she is the younger brother, do you understand? Yes. I know, master. The order of the front and the back, the strength is the only thing that matters, no matter what their identities were before. After becoming souls, the status of the Titan giant ape must be above the soft bone rabbit. From now on, you will sign a master-servant contract with me and become my most loyal servant. You will be like Erming, incarnate as a soul and become part of my power, and respect me for the rest of your life. Looking at Xiao, who was unable to fight, Chu Ye directly released the soul contract method. The strange power appeared again, covering Xiao's body and going away, and was frantically eroding the soft bone rabbit. It was the same as the situation of Taming and Erming before. Xiao felt that her soul was being broken and was leaving her body. Xiao's soul began to be pulled out of her body little by little. When the body and soul were completely separated, Xiao was dead at this moment. In addition to Chu Ye's automatic release of the evil god space, there is another way, that is, if the other party is dead, then the evil god space will be automatically released. Therefore, the evil god space automatically disappeared at that second. Chu Ye's figure appeared again in the Soto City fighting spirit arena. Xiao's body fell to the ground, but her soul was floating in the air. The process of soul-absorbing spirit rings has not yet ended. However, because Xiao has transformed, her own energy is very weak, and the process of soul transformation will become faster. At this moment, Xiao's body is rapidly transforming, and one by one, tiny energies merge into the soul and gradually transform into a soul. Hey! What's going on? What is he doing? Is that Xiao's soul? The audience at the scene has not left yet. Everyone was extremely shocked and surprised to see this scene, and they didn't understand what was going on at all. Xiao. Tangsan's head was buzzing when he saw this scene. Although he didn't quite understand what was going on, he saw Xiao's soul, the disappearing body, and the signs of Xiao's life becoming weaker and weaker. It's you. What did you do to Xiao? Let her go. Tangsan roared wildly, rushing towards Chu Ye, who was absorbing souls like crazy. He directly released his second martial soul, the Clear Sky Hammer. At this moment, Tangsan's twin martial souls, the Clear Sky Hammer martial soul, were exposed. This is Clear Sky Hammer martial soul. Xiao-san actually has twin martial souls. Seeing the Clear Sky Hammer martial soul in Tangsan's hand, Flanders, Daimu Bagai, Zhu King, including the 7 Shriek students were all shocked. Wow now. Tangsan screamed loudly, and was hit by a fist. His body hit the stone wall at the edge of the stage. His whole face was covered with blood and his nose was crooked. No. Xiao. Tangsan looked at Xiao, crying and shouting. His eyes were red, and his heart was filled with boundless anger and despair. He had no power to protect her. Xiao-san. Tang Yao finally appeared and rushed to Tangsan's side at the first time. Dad. Save Xiao. Stop him quickly. Seeing Tang Yao appear, Tangsan was overjoyed and shouted excitedly. At the same time, Flanders, Daimu Bagai, Zhu King, Ma Hongjin, etc. rushed to Chu Ye at the first time, trying to stop him. Yu Xiaogan hid in the back, not daring to move. His face was very solemn, but his heart was already trembling. Nine Rongrong also stood there in a daze, looking at Chu Ye's face, a little surprised. It turned out to be him, this guy Chu Ye. At this moment, many spirit masters attacked at the same time. But at this moment, a golden spear, with a very powerful aura, rushed down from the sky and instantly hit the ground in front of Chu Ye. There was a loud bang. It stopped everyone from approaching. Several snakes crawled out of the golden spear, and the next second, the weapon gradually transformed into a person, who was Snake Spear Douluo. He stood in front of Chu Ye, holding the snake spear in his hand, pointing at the crowd in front of him, with a majestic and oppressive aura, and said in an extremely domineering manner, "Whoever dares to take a step forward will die." The next second, Chrysanthemum Douluo and Ghost Douluo also appeared on both sides of Chu Ye. The three titled Douluos escorted Chu Ye. The appearance of the three titled Douluos immediately frightened Daimyo Bai, Ma Hongjin and others, and even Flanders stayed where he was with a solemn face, not daring to approach. At this moment, the only person who could stop it was Tang Ao. "Dad." Tang Ao said solemnly, "Shao-san, she may be dead in her current state. Even if we stop her, I don't know if she can be resurrected." "What? Impossible, I don't believe it, I don't believe it. But I will try to stop him, try to let her soul return and revive." Tang Ao slowly stood up and turned to face the three titled Douluo blocking Chu Ye. Tang Ao's extremely domineering aura rose, the clear sky hammer appeared, with a murderous look on his face, and the soul rings under his feet appeared in circles. Tang Ao, Snake Spear, Chrysanthemum Douluo, and Ghost Douluo's eyes became solemn. They naturally did not dare to be careless in the face of Tang Ao, and they all released the soul rings under their feet. The terrifying aura and soul pressure of the four titled Douluo began to spread throughout the venue. The ordinary audience around were all scared. This kind of battle is very likely to shock them to death with just the soul power fluctuations. Go. Go. This is not a place for us to stay. The whole audience panicked instantly, and the audience did not dare to stay any longer and fled. Flanders and Yu Xiaogan hurriedly led the Shriek students away and opened up their distance. "Come on, Daddy." Seeing Xiao's body disappearing quickly, Tang San screamed anxiously. Tang Ao did not delay any longer and directly released his spirit body. The terrifying huge figure held a huge clear sky hammer in his hand. At this moment, a powerful aura filled the entire fighting arena. 7th spirit skill, spirit body. Let's go together. Douluo, Ghost Douluo, and Snake Spear Douluo also activated their spirit bodies at the same time, but there was no fear on their faces. Because in addition to them, there was another powerful person with even more terrifying strength, Bai Bai Dong. Chapter 171. Bai Bai Dong angrily hits Tang Ao. A chrysanthemum. A little ghost. A broken spear. You want to stop me? Get out of my way. Tang Ao was extremely domineering, and his arrogant voice sounded, swinging the huge clear sky hammer and smashing it fiercely. Snake Spear Douluo, Chrysanthemum Douluo, and Ghost Douluo also mobilized all their strength to resist. Ha! Tang Ao screamed, and the terrifying power slammed down. Tang San's emotions followed suit, and he screamed excitedly, "Go! Daddy! Resurrection! My love!" Yu Xiaogan also screamed excitedly in his heart. "Hit him to death, Your Majesty, the clear sky hammer!" Tang San and Yu Xiaogan both showed joy on their faces. They could roughly feel that Tang Ao's strength should be even greater. Yu Xiaogan's face even showed a smug look, and he was happy in his heart. This kid. He is finally going to die. He dared to treat me like that back then. Bang. Boom boom boom. The forces of both sides finally collided with each other. The two energies collided and fought fiercely. At that moment, it seemed as if the sky and the earth were collapsing. But at the same time, when the forces of both sides were fighting each other, an even more terrifying aura appeared in front of Chu Ye. Tang Ao. What are you so arrogant about? Get down for me. Bai Bai Dong's more domineering voice sounded. At that moment, she released terrifying energy and directly hit Tang Ao. Not good. Tang Ao's domineering and arrogant face finally showed some horror. The next second, Bai Bai Dong's terrifying power hit. Bang. Boom 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 boom. Wow wow wow. Bai Bai Dong's terrifying power directly hit Tang Ao. Tang Ao screamed loudly, and his body hit the ground violently. The ground of the entire fighting spirit arena was smashed into a pit. What? Dad? Your Majesty Yoshin. Tang San and Yu Xiaogan looked very ugly, looking at Tang Ao, who was knocked to the ground. Here. Bai Bai Dong snorted coldly, with extraordinary heroic appearance. Bai Bai Dong. She's here too, damn it, if it weren't for Bai Bai Dong, that kid would have died. Yu Xiaogan was very unwilling in his heart, looking at Bai Bai Dong, who was guarding Chu Ye. Bai Bai Dong also saw Yu Xiaogan, with a complicated look in her eyes, but she soon withdrew her gaze. When did this woman become so powerful? Tang Yi now stood up from the ground in embarrassment, staring at Bai Bai Dong with some fear. You, Tang Yi Dao, want to touch my apprentice? Bai Bai Dong said coldly, and the next second, murderous intent instantly rose up. Now, all the idle people leave immediately. Tang Yi Dao, and your son is called Tang San, right? You don't have to leave. Today, let's settle the old accounts. Bai Bai Dong had already had the intention to kill Tang Yi Dao. Was indeed a threat, but in fact he was not. Bai Bai Dong must deal with the existence. But now her apprentice Chu Ye, it can be said that he has completely made enemies with the Tang family father and son. They are not afraid of the spirit hall, but if Chu Ye is out training or doing something, Tang Yi Dao will do something to him, which will always threaten Chu Ye. Therefore, Bai Bai Dong wanted to kill Chu Ye today. Bai Bai Dong. In broad daylight, your spirit hole's behavior is too lawless. This continent is not your spirit hole's world. Yu Xiaogan finally stood up, with a righteous look on his face. Facing this woman, Yu Xiaogan was sure that he would not be killed. If it was Snake Spear, Chrysanthemum Glue, or Ghost Glue, he would not dare to show his head. When Bai Bai Dong saw Yu Xiaogan again, she had mixed emotions and hatred in her heart. She said coldly, lawless. Is there any problem with us capturing and hunting a soul beast? What? Soul beast? Don't you understand? That girl is a 100,000-year-old soft-bone rabbit. Bai Bai Dong's words shocked everyone, except Tang Yi Dao, who knew. Xiao. Is she a soul beast? Daimu Bai, Zhu King, Ma Hongjin and others were all shocked. Tang San's purple demon eye was not yet able to see through Xiao's soul beast identity. Upon learning of her identity, Tang San was also shocked and asked, Dad, is Xiao really a soul beast? Yes. Tang San said excitedly, what if Xiao is a soul beast? Dad, please do your best to save Xiao. Tang Yi now sighed in his heart and said seriously, Xiao San, let alone saving her now, it is a question whether we can escape unscathed. At this moment, Bai Bai Dong had already begun to release her own soul ring, preparing to take action and try to kill the Tang family father and son here. But at this moment, another voice sounded in this soul-fighting arena. Your Excellency the Pope, wait a minute. Soon, a man in a luxurious golden robe appeared in the soul-fighting arena, followed by several soldier low-level masters and many soul masters, including the main players of the current Tiando Royal Academy, Yu Tinhen, W Yan and others. The man in the luxurious golden clothes was none other than Douluo Qian, the second prince of the Tiando Empire, and the most respected prince of the Tiando imperial family. Let me introduce myself. I am Douluo Qian, the second prince of the Tiando Empire. Douluo Qian looked calm. Facing so many powerful people, he did not change his expression or heartbeat. He walked over calmly. Second prince? Bai Bai Dong glanced at him. Snake Spear, Chrysanthemum Glue, and Ghost Glue could not help but look at each other. Douluo Qian said again, since this girl is a soul beast, it is natural for the spirit hall to hunt soul beasts. Douluo Qian has no right to interfere, but His Majesty Yoshin and Tang San are my good friends. Today, I would like to ask His Majesty the Pope to give me a favor and let them go. Tang Yi Dao, Tang San and Douluo Qian did not know each other. It was even the first time they met, but in fact, Douluo Qian had been paying attention to Tang San for 2 days. As one of the princes of the Heavendo Empire, Douluo Qian had to compete with several other princes for the position of crown prince after the third prince was killed by Chu Ye. Among the princes, it can be said that no one can compete with him, Douluo Qian, and the position of crown prince will definitely belong to him in the end, but it has not been officially appointed yet. But it is almost a foregone conclusion. Therefore, when Douluo Qian was trying to win over the ministers, he also had more thoughts to cultivate some talented soul masters. He took over the affairs of the Royal Academy of the Heavendo Empire and tried to cultivate several titled low-level soul masters through the Royal Academy. So this time he personally led the main players of the Royal Academy to the Soto City Soul Fighting Arena to enhance future relations. Douluo Qian just happened to discover Tang San, a good genius. Just now, he accidentally learned that he had twin martial spirits, and it was the Clear Sky Hammer, and he was the biological son of Clear Sky Luo Tang Yi Dao, which makes Douluo Qian even more eager to win him over. Chapter 172 successfully absorbed the 100,000-year sixth ring. Chu Ye's soul power increased again. Now that Bai Bai Dong and others from the Spirit Hall have appeared, it can be said that Douluo Qian has a great opportunity to win over Tang Yi Dao and Tang San. Therefore, today, Douluo Qian must come out to protect them. After saying that, the people's Douluo Qian brought all protected the Tang family father and son, showing their determination. Tang Dao, I give you 3 seconds to get out of my sight. Bai Bai Dong said coldly to Tang Dao. At present, the spirit hall is not suitable for direct conflict with the Heaven Do Empire. Moreover, Bai Bai Dong has to suppress her strength because of the 9 tests of Rakshasa. In fact, it will take a lot of effort for her to kill Tang Dao. Tang Dao will definitely not be able to fight to the end. If he wants to run away during the fight, she is not sure that she can kill him. Thank you, second prince. Tang Dao thanked him and pulled Tang San up to flee quickly. Let's go, Xiao San. No. Xiao. Tang San's eyes were red, he was furious, helpless, and cried desperately. Let's go. Tang Dao forcibly took Tang San away, and soon, he disappeared without a trace. Afterwards, the people from Shriek Academy and the second prince also left one after another. Chu Ye. Before leaving, Yan looked at Chu Ye, who was still absorbing souls, with great resentment. Finally, he followed the large group and left here. A moment later, Xiao's soul finally formed, and a circle of red soul rings floated on her soul. The next second, she instantly merged with Chu Ye and was absorbed by him. Chu Ye's soul power began to surge again, level 61, level 62, level 63. After 3 levels in a row, Chu Ye's soul power reached the level 63 Soul Emperor. A piece of the right arm bone of a 100,000-year-old soft bone rabbit was left on the ground. Chu Ye slowly opened his eyes and found that the people from Shriek Academy had already left. He came to Bai Bai Dong and asked, Teacher, how is the situation? Bai Bai Dong told Chu Ye what happened just now. After Chu Ye learned about the situation, he didn't care too much. Now Bai Bai Dong couldn't use all her strength. Tang Dao didn't fight and only wanted to escape. In fact, it was quite difficult to kill him. But he didn't expect that Douluo Qian, the second prince of the Tiando Empire, was also there. Because Qian Renxue didn't hide in the Tiando Palace, Douluo Qian didn't die, so many variables couldn't be guessed. Teacher Tang Dao is just not worth mentioning, but the teacher is worried that he will do something bad to you. Bai Bai Dong said seriously. Chu Ye's heart warmed up. He knew what Bai Bai Dong was worried about, and smiled and said, Teacher, don't worry. Although I can't beat Tang Dao alone with my current strength, I'm 100% confident that I can escape from him. Oh? It seems that absorbing this 100,000-year-old soft-bone rabbit has greatly improved your strength. Tell a teacher what kind of soul skills you have obtained this time. Bai Bai Dong asked curiously. My 6th soul skill has 2 skills. One is called Nothingness, which is immune to 50% of physical and soul attacks. Soul skill 2 is called God and Demon 87 slash, which is somewhat similar to my God and Demon 36 consecutive slashes, both of which are continuous attacks, but the difference from the 36 consecutive slashes is that as long as the first segment is successfully hit, the opponent will not be able to defend and dodge the following attacks, and will definitely be cut into 8 segments by me. That's right, Xiaoy, maybe when you reach the Soul Ascent realm, you can be invincible among all the titled Douluo below level 96. Bai Bai Dong was very pleased. Her apprentice was really getting more and more terrifying. That 100,000-year-old soft-bone rabbit right arm bone, you should absorb it on the way back. Now, we should set off to go back. Okay, teacher. Chu Ye nodded, picked up the soft-bone rabbit soul bone on the ground, and followed him out of the Soto City soul fighting arena. On the way back, Chu Ye sat cross-legged in the carriage and began to absorb the soft-bone rabbit right arm bone. After absorbing this piece, Chu Ye has now mastered the 3 pieces of head soul bone, left arm bone, and right arm bone. After absorbing 3 more pieces, the 6 sets will be complete. The 2 soul bone skills obtained by the soft bone rabbit soul bone are: Skill 1. Teleportation. It can teleport instantly within 100 meters without any buffer, directly teleport, and can be used continuously. The soul power consumption is 1% of Chu Ye's total soul power. It can be said that this soul power consumption is very small. Soft-bone rabbit skill 2. Invincible golden body, which can be immune to any attack below the god level for 5 seconds, but the body will move with the impact, and can only be used 3 times a day. With these 2 soul skills, Chu Ye finally has a strong movement speed in battle, and a strong defensive skill in addition to the passive skill of the Phoenix Soul Bone. It can withstand 3 fatal attacks. This is also a life-saving trump card. Chu Ye dare not say that he can defeat the 95th level titled Douluo now, but it is enough to touch the 93rd and 94th level titled Douluo. As for the second soul, the soft-bone rabbit Xiao, when it was absorbed, it was also Xiao's current combat power, so the strength of this soul is still very weak and can't be used in battle. However, the soul will become stronger as the host's strength becomes stronger, and it can still add some combat power in the future. After returning, let's try the secret space of the God's Seat again. Chu Ye thought in his heart, and he was already eager to try again. On the way back. On the other side, in a mountain forest, Tang San knelt on his knees and cried helplessly, "Xiao, my Xiao. Ah. No. Dad, I want to go back to find my Xiao. I want to find her." Stupid. Tang Ai was helpless and slapped Tang San to the ground with a palm, trying to wake him up. "Dad, you actually hit me." Tang San was stunned on the spot, covering his cheek that was beaten. Tang Ai persuaded earnestly, "Xiao San, wake up, wake up. They have already left. Even if you find them, rushing over is just to die. Xiao is dead too." "I don't believe it. Xiao's soul is still there. There must be a way to revive Xiao." Tang San gritted his teeth. "Even if there is, if you go now, what else can you do except die? Me. Tang San was stunned. A feeling of powerlessness surged in his heart again. Tang Ai now sighed softly and patted Tang San on the shoulder. "Xiao San, what you have to do now is to practice and become stronger. Only with absolutely powerful strength can you do everything you want to do, and you can take revenge on them." Tang San's emotions finally calmed down gradually. He lowered his head, clenched his fists tightly, and his eyes were filled with endless murderous intent. He said extremely coldly, "Dad, you're right, I want to become stronger. I want to reach the pinnacle of power in this world. Revenge on them. Overthrow the spirit hall. I will cut the Chu Ye into pieces. Make him suffer unbearable pain. Make his life worse than death. And his woman. I will torture her to death." Tang San looked violent. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novel, as there you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 173. Shriek Academy integrates into Tiando Royal Academy. 1 year later. "That's right, Xiao San." Tang Ai now nodded with relief. A few days later, Chu Ye returned to Wuhan City. Considering whether the Wuhan Hall would harm the Tang family father and son again, Shriek Academy decided to move to Tiando City, the capital of the Tiando Empire. Douluo Qian, who had intended to win over the Tang family father and son, took this opportunity to invite Shriek Academy to merge with the Tiando Royal Academy. The location where Shriek Academy was established actually belongs to the Kingdom of Barak, a subsidiary kingdom of the Tiando Empire. Although Shriek Academy is preparing for the Soul Master competition, it has not yet applied for the qualification to participate. Shriek Academy, which already has poor conditions, does not have any training resources such as Wuhan mimicry. In order for the students to practice better and for them to be eligible to participate in the Soul Master competition, Shriek Academy finally chose to merge with the Tiando Royal Academy. Flanders, Yuxiagan, and others actually hit such preparations long ago. Joining the Tiando Royal Academy is undoubtedly the best result. Everyone in Shriek Academy, including Tang San, can rely on the Empire, be protected by the Empire, and have the support of Tiando. Tang San's current situation is actually not suitable for participating in the Soul Master competition, because the finals of the Soul Master competition are held in the Pope's Hall, the headquarters of the Spirit Hall. But Tang San insisted on participating in the competition for another purpose. Therefore, if Tang San wants to participate in the Soul Master competition, the only academy that can keep Tang San in the Pope's Hall is the Royal Academy of the Tiando Empire. The second Prince Douluo Qian also made a promise to protect Tang San. First, to further win over the Tang family father and son, and second, to hope that Tang San's existence can help the Imperial Royal Academy win a championship. In this way, Shriek Academy no longer exists, and there is no longer any Shriek Seven Devils. Tang San, Daimu Bai, Zhu King, Ma Hongjin, Oscar, and Nine Rong joined the Tiando Royal Academy. Together with several royal students from the Tiando Royal Academy, Yu Tinhen, Duguan, Yi Limling, etc. They became team members. There are 2 teams of main players from Tiando Royal Academy participating in the competition. The first team is recommended and the second team members who started from the preliminaries are reshuffled. But the joining of Tang San and others has undoubtedly raised the strength of Tiando Royal Academy to a higher level. On the other side, Chu Ye has returned to the Pope's palace. The first thing he did was to find Qian Renxue and the main players in the training camp. At this moment, everyone was conducting team combat training. Seeing Chu Ye coming back, everyone wanted to stop the team battle. The captain is back. Captain. Go on, don't worry about me. Chu Ye said with a serious face. Yes. Captain. Everyone continued to fight. At this time, Qian Renxue had come to Chu Ye's side, holding Chu Ye's arm, and said playfully, "Have you missed me these days?" Chu Ye hugged Qian Renxue's slender waist with one hand, pulled her into his arms, and hooked her nose with the other hand, saying gently, "Yes, I miss you every day, I can't wait to come back and see you." "How is this true?" "Of course it's true." Qian Renxue smiled tenderly, her head slowly leaned on Chu Ye's chest, and snuggled in his arms. The two of them were so affectionate in public, which made the team members in the battle complain in their hearts. "Damn. Captain. Young master. Do you want to do this? We're here fighting hard in a group battle, and you're there being affectionate with each other. Is this appropriate? This." But they can only say these words in their hearts. "Zhuye, I'm leaving first." After spending some time with Qian Renxue and the team members, Chu Ye left first and returned home again. Now his strength has been raised to the Soul Empire realm, and he has added 100,000-year soul bone, which obviously has been greatly improved. He plans to continue trying to see if he can defeat the giant bone dragon before the 9th test of the god level. Chu Ye released the portal of the secret space again, and the next second, he stepped into it. Hundreds of white bone beasts appeared again, and as before, they immediately surrounded and attacked. Chu Ye killed them one by one, and finally the bone dragon appeared again. Roar. The giant bone dragon flapped its wings and attacked rapidly in the air. "Come on." Chu Ye released the sword of gods and demons, and the soul ermine floated on its side. As for the soft bone rabbit Shidao, it would be a suicide if she came out, so there was no need for her to join the battle. Go. Chu Ye carried the soul ermine and killed the bone dragon directly. Bang. Boom boom boom. The two sides started a fierce battle again. If he was not an opponent before, then this time, he could fight the bone dragon on equal terms. Unfortunately, facing such a monster, the opponent does not know what tiredness is. The soul power and physical strength are also endless. The state of the bone dragon will not decline at all. The protracted battle will definitely lose. If it is just equal, Chu Ye will not be able to defeat it at all, because his state will become weaker and weaker as the fighting time increases. 6th soul skill, God and Demon 8/7/. Ha! Chu Ye jumped onto the back of the bone dragon in one fell swoop and chopped the giant dragon 8 times in a row. Bang! Bang! Boom! 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 The bone dragon was chopped directly from the sky to the ground by Chu Ye's move, and the bone dragon's body was also chopped off several sections. Huh! Chu Ye panted slightly, watching the bone dragon on the ground gather together again. His state was almost at the limit, and he said helplessly, "After all, it's still a little bit short. It seems that we can only wait until the Soul Master competition is over before we talk about it." The next second, Chu Ye took the initiative to exit the secret space of the inheritance of the God's throne. Since even after breaking through the 6 rings and reaching the Soul Empire realm, it was still impossible to knock down the bone dragon, then it would be very difficult to defeat it in a short period of time. For a soul master like Chu Ye who was so terrifying and challenged the enemy beyond his level, just a few levels, or 5 or 6 levels of soul power improvement, would not really help him improve his strength. Unless it was a breakthrough in a big realm. Therefore, it was difficult to do it in a short period of time. Chu Ye could only put aside the matter of the godly position assessment temporarily and began to prepare for the Soul Master competition with everyone. The devilish training at the Wuhan Hall team began again. Time passed quickly. Unknowingly, it was nearly 10 months later. The opening ceremony of the All-Continental High-Level Elite Soul Master competition finally began. The Soul Master competition was jointly organized by the Wuhan Hall, the Tiando Empire, and the Xingluo Empire, but the Wuhan Hall team did not need to participate in the preliminaries and the promotions. So they did not go to the opening ceremony. The opening ceremony was mainly held by the 2 empires of Tiando and Xingluo to indicate the start of the Soul Master competition. At this moment, the capital of the Tiando Empire, Tiando City, was already bustling. A large number of citizens, including many free spirit masters, gathered at the opening ceremony of the Tiando Empire. Chapter 174. Opening ceremony of the Soul Master competition. Brand new lineup of Tiando Team 1 and Team 2. The opening venue is the Tiando Division qualifying competition site, outside the Tiando Fighting Soul Arena. The qualifiers are divided into two major competition areas: the Tiando Division and the Xingluo Division. Each division is divided into 6 qualifying divisions. For that Tiando Empire, the 6 divisions of the Tiando Division, and the 4 affiliated kingdoms and 1 principality, each with a qualifying division. There are over 100 participating college teams, but the largest number of participating colleges are basically in the 2 major divisions of Tiando Division and Xingluo Division. Similarly, most of the strong teams are in these 2 major divisions. Therefore, the competition in the Tiando Division and Xingluo Division is very fierce. With more participating colleges, there are more qualifying places in the qualifiers, which are 5 places for the next stage in the qualifying round. The other divisions only have 2 qualifying places. Because the Tiando Empire and other divisions are competing in their own divisions, the teams from other divisions did not come to participate in the opening ceremony of the Tiando Empire. Only the college teams in the Tiando Division participated. In the Tiando Division, a total of 28 participating teams have gathered at the Tiando Soul Arena, ready to make their debut. The great Emperor Chu Ye will personally preside over the opening ceremony. He is sitting in a high position on the scene. On his left and right side are the leader of the 7 Treasures Glazed Sect, 9 Fengzi, and the Platinum Bishop of the Spirit Hall, Saras. At this moment, the great Emperor Chu Ye said to 9 Fengzi, "Set Leader 9, what do you think of this competition? Which team of our Tiando Empire do you think is better?" Alas! 9 Fengzi sighed in his heart, and the faces of Chu Ye and Qian Renxue in the Spirit Hall appeared in his mind. 9 Fengzi still remembers Chu Ye and Qian Renxue very clearly. He has also met them for a while. He knows very well how many geniuses these 2 people are. In addition, the Spirit Hall has won many championships in the Disabled Persons Federation. In addition to Chu Ye and Qian Renxue, there are many geniuses. How could the team of the Tiando Empire win? 9 Fengzi didn't know how the Spirit Hall lost. But since the 7 Treasures Glazed Sect has chosen to side with the Heavendo Empire, they will naturally not say something that will destroy their own ambitions and boost the prestige of others. Moreover, after Shriek Academy merged into the Heavendo Royal Academy, the Empire, including Emperor Chu Ye, has great confidence in winning this year's championship. How could 9 Fengzi say that no team can beat the Spirit Hall? Ha, Your Majesty, that is naturally the Heavendo Royal Academy. They may have the possibility to bring back a championship for the Empire. 9 Fengzi actually only said half of this sentence, and the other half was, unless Chu Ye and Qian Renxue did not participate in the competition. But 9 Fengzi did not say the second half. Ahaha. Emperor Chu Ye stroked his beard and smiled lightly, with a bit of confidence in his eyes. Indeed, I have heard from Luo Chuan that there are some talented young soul masters in our Royal Academy. This year, there is indeed hope. Platinum Bishop Saras sat silently on the side, just glanced at them, and did not participate in their communication. Soon, the host's voice sounded at the scene. "Hello everyone. I'm the host from the Soul Fighting Arena in Soto City. I'm honored to host the opening ceremony of this year's Advanced Soul Master Academy competition. First, let us invite the 28 participating teams to enter." The entire scene was filled with passionate and intense cheers. The scene was not only attended by the people of Tiando City, but also by people from various cities and regions within the Empire. There was also that village chief of Shenmoon Village, Old Jack, who brought several children from the village to the opening ceremony. Old Jack was proud of Tang San, a soul master who had walked out of Shenmoon Village since childhood. Now that Tang San was doing so well, Old Jack did not come here to curry favor with him or to gain any benefits from Tang San. He just wanted to reminisce with Tang San, a child who had walked out of the village and had now made a name for himself, and to bring several children from the village to get to know Tang San. He wanted to use this to inspire the children in the village, and let them take Tang San as an example and work hard. As a result, they didn't even see Tang San when they came, and could only watch from afar. Even Old Jack would not think that no matter how powerful Tang San became in the future, he would have nothing to do with the Holy Soul Village, and he would not do anything to repay or help the Holy Soul Village. Next. The first to enter is our Tiando Royal Academy Team 2. Tiando Team 2. Tiando Team 2. Tiando Team 2. Soon, the members of Team 2 began to show off, and walked step by step under the passionate cheers of the audience. The members of Team 2 had a small change, adding 2 former Shriek Academy students, Zhu King and Ma Hongjin. Yes, in addition to the 2 of them, Tang San, Daimu Bai, Oscar, and Nine Rongrong were all in Team 1 of Tiando. The strength of Team 1 of Tiando was already very strong. Even if there were no Shriek Academy members joining, their strength was at least the top 4 level in the Soul Master competition. The core figure captain, Yu Tinheng. The poison type field type control type Soul Master, Yan. And the strongest healing type Soul Master Yi Limling, these 3 basically sat firmly in the position of Team 1 of Tiando. Even though Shriek has 2 very powerful auxiliary spirit masters, Oscar and Nine Rongrong, Yi Lingling is no worse than them. Yi Limling, the spirit of 9-heart begonia, is extremely special and rare. It is so rare that there are no more than 2 people with 9-heart begonia spirits in the entire continent at the same time. Because this spirit is passed down from one line to another, there are only 2 9-heart begonia spirit masters alive at the same time. Only when one dies can another one appear in the offspring. And this spirit has only one ability, which is full healing. No matter how many spirit rings it has only one spirit skill, which is healing. The healing ability is very terrifying. It is the strongest healing spirit master known on the continent, and no one can compare with it. If it weren't for the fact that 9-heart begonia is passed down from one line to another, the number is too rare, and the strongest auxiliary spirit master on the continent might not be 7 Treasures Glazed Tower. In addition to Yu Tinheng, Yan, and Yi Limling, the other main players of Tiando Team 1, who were also quite strong, included 2 Soul Masters, Yuthing and Oslo. In addition, in this life, the Shriek people did not have the blessing of immortal grass. Except for Daimu Bai and Tang San who reached the Soul Master level, everyone else was a Soul Master. Therefore, it was impossible for all 6 Shriek people to squeeze into Team 1. If it weren't for Oscar and Nine Rongrong's outstanding auxiliary ability, they would have dropped to Team 2. In addition to Ma Hongjin and Zhu King joining Team 2, one of the defensive Soul Masters in the original Team 1, Shimo and Shimo brothers, also withdrew to Team 2. Chapter 175. The preliminaries begin. The Spirit Hall team members are determined. The current lineup of Tiando Team 1 no longer needs 2 defensive Spirit Masters. Therefore, the current Tiando Team 2 is different from the past. Although not very strong, it is also quite capable. The next to appear are the 5 elemental academies. They are also strong contenders for the championship of this competition. The 5 elemental academies, Shenfen, Jiao, Tianshui, Luting, and Xiangjie. The first to appear is Shenfen Academy. The leader is Feng Xiaoshan. His outfit is no different from before, and he still wears a mask on his face, but the difference is that Feng Xiaoshan's strength is not to be underestimated. This has to start from the time when Feng Xiaoshan, Owish Wang, and Owe met Chu Ye and Qian Renxue. Chu Ye showed amazing talent, and then went to the Kaibaoli sect as a guest together, and found that his goddess Owe seemed to have a little admiration for Chu Ye. During that time, Chu Ye's strength was very strong, which could be said to have hit Feng Xiaoshan very hard, so after returning, he worked hard and practiced crazily. Now he is much stronger than Chu Ye originally thought. Following Shenfen is Thunder Academy, led by the captain of Thunder Academy, one of the twin stars of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex family, Yu Tianxing, who is also a good genius. Then comes Elephant Armor Academy, led by Yanlei, one of the 4 sects under the 7 major sects, the leader of the Elephant Armor sect, and the biological son of Yanzhen. And there is Blazing Fire Academy, led by Owish Wang and Owe, both of whom are equally powerful and much stronger than predicted. The last of the 5 elemental academies is Tianshui Academy. Wow! Look! It's the girls from Tianshui Academy. It's worthy at being Tianshui Academy, which is full of girls. There are so many beauties. Every one of them is a pretty and cute girl. Tianshui Academy. Tianshui Academy. The appearance of Tianshui Academy made almost all the male compatriots in the audience excited, and the voices of support were the highest. The girls at Tianshui College were used to it, but who was walking in the middle was not used to it. She said awkwardly, "Oh, these people are really enthusiastic. You'll get used to it. When the game starts, these men will be even more enthusiastic." Chu Ye smiled. Hilly. The captain Xue Binja smiled faintly. After the Silver Dragon King separated, Gyu joined the Spirit Hall because of some kind of agreement, and chose to join Tianshui College. Now that N has joined Tianshui College, its strength will definitely be greatly improved, and it may even be the strongest among the 5 elemental colleges. After the 5 elemental colleges, the Botanical College came on stage. This college is also uniformly composed of all girls, and all of them are spirit masters with plant-type spirits. It is a relatively unique and powerful college. Soon, the 28 teams in the Tiando division also appeared one after another. After the colleges finished their appearances, Emperor Chu Ye stood up slowly from his seat, holding the scepter in his hand, and said in a deep voice, "I, Emperor Chu Ye of the Tiando Empire, on behalf of the Tiando Empire, solemnly announce that the Senior Elite Soul Master competition is now open. Here, I hope that all the Soul Masters participating in this competition can give full play to their strengths and achieve good results. You are all the pride of the Tiando Empire." The atmosphere on the scene has reached its peak at this moment. After a round of cheers, the preliminary stage of the Soul Master competition officially began. The major colleges started to compete. The preliminary stage is a single round-robin points competition. There are 28 teams in the Tiando division. Each college must play against them, and the 5 teams with the highest number of victories will advance. Therefore, in this stage of the preliminary stage, it will take almost 2 months. At this moment, the Pope's Hall Hall team is training. Chu Ye and Qian Renxue stand side by side, and opposite them are the disciples who are participating in the training camp. They should also select the personnel who will officially represent the Hall team. The two looked at each other, and Qian Renxue announced, "After this period of training, everyone's strength is increased a lot, and you have all worked hard. The Soul Master competition only requires 7 main players and 5 substitutes. There are a total of 23 of us, so 11 people are destined to be unable to participate in the competition. I hope those who were not selected will not be discouraged." The disciples were also mentally prepared. Although they would feel it was a pity not to be selected, they could accept it. After all, this period of training has already brought them huge gains. Now, I announce the list of 12 members who will represent our Spirit Hall team. Chu Ye, the main player, team leader, and team captain. Next is me, Qian Renxue, the main player, deputy team leader, and deputy team captain. The remaining 5 main players are Ulina, Shiyu, Yan, Ginyu, and Zuyu. The 7 of us are the main players of the Spirit Hall team. The next 5 substitutes are Ping, Sun Chuantao, Li Gai, Wang Yo, and Yi Fan. Qian Renxue finished speaking, and the 12 people who represented the Spirit Hall were confirmed. Captain, young master, everyone, this period of training is very tiring, but also very happy. Come on in the next game and win another championship for our Spirit Hall. That's right. We will cheer for the captains outside the court. After that, those who were not selected left one after another, and everyone's eyes were also a little helpless and reluctant. After all, for such a long time, they practiced together every day, ate together, and spent time together day and night, and they've cultivated a relatively deep relationship. Chu Ye said goodbye to them one by one. After the Soul Master competition, these students who could not participate in the competition would almost have to bid farewell to their status as disciples and enter a position in the Spirit Hall. Although most of them would join Chu Ye's supervisory hall. Okay, now the participants have been determined and the Soul Master competition has begun, but there are still a few months before the finals. During this period, everyone does not need to undergo high-intensity training. Just practice a few team battles every day. Disband. Yes, Captain. The students left one after another. At present, all members of the Spirit Hall team have reached the Soul Sect realm, including the substitutes, including 3 Soul Kings, Ulina, Shiyu, and Yan. There are also 2 Soul Emperors, Chu Ye and Qian Renxue. The current types of Soul Masters in the entire team are 7 strong attack Soul Masters, Chu Ye, Qian Renxue, Ginyu, Shiyu, Yan, Sun Chuantao, and Li Gai. Control Soul Master, Ulina. Agility Attack Soul Master, Xingping. Defensive Soul Master, Yi Fan. Auxiliary Soul Master, Zuyu and Wang Yo. At present, Chu Ye's soul power has reached level 65, and Qian Renxue's is level 66. The soul power between the two is only 1 level different. Chu Ye's level is about to catch up with Qian Renxue. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.